Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Saget, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Hello, good morning, happy Tuesday. How is everybody today?
Good morning.
Good to see you guys.
Good morning, Kevin.
Happy day, happy day.
I made king cake for everybody. I know it's not keto, but maybe you could just lick the corner, the frosting. It's a homemade cream cheese king cake.
Oh, yeah. It's Mardi Gras season, I guess, in New Orleans.
It is.
Okay.
I'll get down on some of that, but I've made an adjustment. I'm not eating anything bad. I'm trying to do it slow, but I'm cutting all bad things out. I'm eating one bad thing a day, and that'll be my one bad thing I eat today.
Okay, one bad thing a day?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
How many bad things a day did you used to eat?
I mean, I was
17.
I was careless. A careless man. Careless whispers, as they say.
Reckless abandon.
And that's a nice, freeing feeling, but it's a dangerous game.
What's that?
Well, just to live
Loose,
so free.
yeah.
To eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
It's
I
fun.
got you. No, it is.
It's dangerous.
It is. Not many people over the age of 13 can do that, though.
You're right. I'm built like a cow.
Yeah. Everything else good with everybody here today? We got our cake ready to go.
Yes.
Last night they had the college football national championship game on.
I saw the score this morning. I was so happy for my girlfriend.
She is a Georgia fan.
She is.
Okay.
And, I just always pull against Nick Saban.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I
That's
do,
just because he used to be at LSU, your school, but he won LSU a national championship.
And then he left.
Yeah, but you don't
No, we don't like him.
Okay.
He has coach face, like your boy Urban Meyer. They have
coach face.
They have coach face, but it's mean coach face.
Yeah.
You can't cross them.
They kind of are. They kind of sums them all up. Yeah.
Then yell at you at dinner. Pass the gravy.
Yeah.
He does look pissed all the time.
Him and Kevin's boy, Urban Meyer, they always look pissed.
Yeah, I know. Even when they win.
I know.
Why are you so upset? You just won.
What is it with college
They
football?
can't drop that intensity face.
It is.
Because if they do, then it'll all fall apart.
They're just always intense.
You're right. I feel like these coaches, everything's intense, even going poop. Everything's just a big, yeah, let's do this thing, yeah.
Yeah. That's how they get it done.
Full gorilla.
Yeah, so congratulations to all the Georgia fans. Got to be very happy. It's been 41 years since Georgia's known what it's like to be national champs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite a drought. So last night, if you didn't stay up to watch the game, 33-18 was the final score. Georgia kind of opened it up there towards the end of the game. So congratulations to them. There was one player for Alabama. Last year, he played for Ohio State, and he lost to Alabama in the national championship. This year, he played for Alabama and lost to Georgia in the national championship.
We call that guy bad luck.
You just got to be like, what do I got to do, man? It's crazy. So he's a two-time loser in that. So congratulations to them. And, of course, the big fallout news still from the Dolphins yesterday firing their head coach. A lot of people questioning that, wondering what's going on. But football season, for the most part, you got the playoffs kicking off this weekend. I know your husband, Pan, has got to be excited for the Bills.
He is. I guess the Bills play on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm going to be out of town because I'm going to go check on my mom in Texas.
Okay.
But he's going to have a house party. I was
he is. Look out.
Panda's inviting people over?
Wow.
Who is this man?
Oh, it sounds exciting stuff. Well, look out when Virginia's away.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Well, welcome to it. It is the KVJ Show. We're live globally right now on KVJ TV. And go to YouTube and just look for the KVJ Show and tune in.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
Did y'all see that clip of the police pulling that dude out by the train seconds before it hits?
No.
Now, I thought it was a car that had landed on... That it crashed on the train. You see the video, there's some dude, he's covered in blood, and all these police officers, I believe it happened in L.A., I think, They're pulling this guy out, but he's stuck on the train tracks. What looks to be a car, but I guess it was a small plane that crashed into some railroad tracks.
Oh.
Listen to this audio. It's the police pulling
I
into
saw
safety.
the plane. You mean it was the plane that crashed?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
looked like a car in the video, but I guess it's a plane.
Yeah,
there's
that I saw.
There's a train coming, and they're trying to pull him out to safety, and he's stuck on the tracks. Listen to how close this is.
Okay.
Go, 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 go!
Yeah.
They got him out. It took about 5 seconds. It was 5 seconds away from destroying that guy.
Good Lord.
I know. He dodged 2 bullets. He almost died
A
twice.
plane crash and a train wreck.
Yes.
It's a lot, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
I bet that guy's shook today.
Well, it's a lot and really fast. Can you imagine? Because it take a second, I would think, for me to compose myself. I've just crashed my plane. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm all like, oh, hurry up. Here comes a train. What?
What?
That's what was so. When I got into that big crash on I-95, that was the most alarming part because there was the initial crash. Then I looked at my girlfriend and said, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah." And then another car hits us, spins us into the next lane, and we were just shook. And then another car hit us. It was back to back to back. To Kevin's point, yeah, it's pretty rattling.
Yeah, it's a lot to go through and fast. Glad he's okay.
Big ups to those responders that saved that guy's life.
Amen. Wow. Talk about moving fast. 5 seconds to get him out.
They're saying 5 to 7 seconds, but he would have been dead.
Mm-hmm. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
So I know you have one kid that's very collegiate and studious.
Yeah.
And did the whole process and did his undergrad at Michigan.
Uh-huh.
When he was doing his college applications, have you heard of this thing? I've never heard of this before. So you're supposed to hire a college counselor. And it's like a person just like out there. And this is what they do. They help you write your application and then put that into the colleges. And then you have a better chance of being accepted to colleges.
Okay.
Did your son do that? Or did he do his own?
He didn't need no help.
Yeah, I don't remember him having someone to help him write his applications, but I do know there are a lot of services. I know he had a coach for the SATs.
Yes, Magnolia definitely has that. She has an excellent coaching team, but they recommended that she hire this college counselor who helps you fill out your applications at $150 an hour.
Yeah, there's a lot of really pricey things that you can get involved with when you're trying to do that stuff.
I was like, I've filled out applications before. I think I can help you. But I guess there's a trick to it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, with colleges, and this is kind of the deal. I mean, there's a lot of people that, in fact, there's a lawsuit today about price fixing among some of the most prestigious universities. I think 17 are named in this class action lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
That they're price fixing and they're setting, a lot of people are just like, hey, this education, it's kind of, some people just feel a little bit like it's a racket because here now you need an SAT coach, now you need somebody to write your applications, and then you need this, and then you need that, and then you've got the textbooks, which is part of the people feel kind of scammy.
Kind of?
The whole thing about the university experience for many people, they're starting to question. And then you've got people that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on an education, and then they get out and it's 5 years later and they can't find a job. And they're like, what the heck? How did this set me up for life?
There ain't no kind of about that. It's a straight up scam. College books are a scam. They are. You should not have to pay $380 for a book. And that's what I paid back in the 90s, dog.
Yeah.
You know that's gone up.
It's ridiculous.
It is. So I don't doubt that it's around, and maybe it's recommended, because it can be a very fine line.
It's competitive.
And yes, it's crazy competitive, and you have to have the right things. I remember my son, I think he's valedictorian in high school. He had a perfect score on the SATs, flawless on all his grades. Perfect score, yeah. Did not get one invite to an Ivy League school. They didn't like his extracurriculars enough. And they felt like he wasn't well-rounded enough. Yeah, they said, well, we know you can take tests, and you're perfect at that, but we want to have students that have this and have that. And so there's probably even somebody that will help you do the right extracurriculars so that these universities will look at you. And, yeah, it's very competitive with some of these schools.
Colleges be judgy. Hey, Judge.
Yeah.
And Magnolia's first choice is the hardest one to get into. So UF, of all the schools she's looking at, UF is the hardest to get into.
Okay.
And it's her first choice. That's where she would pick to go if she had, I mean, already.
Yeah, great school.
She could already get into LSU. She's already actually almost applicable for the honors college at LSU.
All right.
Just tells you.
That's where you went, huh?
The standard's a little lower in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to go there. She wants to go to UF. So
Okay.
I guess we're going to hire a...
How do you feel about your daughter not wanting to go to LSU? I know that was...
I'm okay with it because of her reasoning. She said to me, and it was very sweet, and she knows how to work me.
Okay.
She goes, Mom, I don't want to be that far from you. I want to be able to get in the car and drive a few hours and be home.
Oh, wow. What a great lie.
I was like, oh, my baby.
Yeah. That was good. Smart job, Max. Nice.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, probably there is something that you can pay for. Anything you want, you can pay for when it comes to college.
Anything you want. There is somebody having a side hustle.
Yeah, they'll find a way to take your money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Last night, I finally got to watch the Dexter finale. Talked about that a little bit yesterday. New Blood on Showtime.
People hated it.
Yeah, and I even looked at the comments, and I understand their complaints and why they said they hated it. In fact, it was very similar. We'd talked about Game of Thrones, what a great ride it was. And the Dexter New Blood season on Showtime that just wrapped up on Sunday, I thought it was a very good season, and people have complaints really just with the finale and what they did. And it's very similar to what Game of Thrones had with the Queen, Mother of Dragons.
People complain about everything. I was on Twitter. I saw people complaining about our show. I just kind of waited.
Oh, yeah.
We're not doing enough new bits, Kevin.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so I tell.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Because do the same bits all the time. Like, we have 5 new bits this week.
Don't read the comments.
It's like,
Yeah. Didn't you just introduce a new bit yesterday?
yeah, it's like 5 new bits. They're like, how many new bits you guys need?
I don't know.
I know. Oh, all right. So anyway, but yeah, so I do understand that, but I watched it. I thought it was still very exciting and very good. It's up for debate as to whether or not there's going to be a new season of Dexter. The writers say, hey, if Showtime wants it, we'll do it. And it's kind of interesting because, you know, now these networks, they have to wait a little bit of time after the finale to see how the numbers catch up. They know right away you're not going to have your best numbers right after your finale. Where that used to happen. You used to say the season finale of Seinfeld, hey, we know how great it was. But now it might take 3 months, 6 months, a year before they're like, hey, this really was a massive hit and we want a new season.
And plus, people know now, I can wait a year if I want to. I can binge it all together. I'll wait. I'm not ready to get into Dexter yet.
I may have
you
3
couldn't
shows.
do that back in the day. The Seinfeld finale happened. You had to watch it in real time.
I've got some shows that I'm waiting for more and more seasons to get along before I sit down because I want to have that massive binge watch.
Boba Fett, you're gonna do, right?
Yeah, when it's done, that's one of those ones. I've got many. I guess you would say they're in queue.
And you're doing that. You're doing that with the Mandalorian, right, Virginia? You're waiting till this next season's done. You're just gonna binge all 3 seasons.
The only thing good about the Mandalorian is that adorable baby Yoda.
Virginia single-handedly she's made me hate Baby Yoda.
Yeah, you know, hey, Baby Yoda.
Because of Virginia.
Yeah. There is some new TV news. If you like the morning show on Apple TV, they have renewed that for a 3rd season.
You like that one, right?
I do. Yeah, I've enjoyed that show.
Knowing my personality, would I be into that?
You might just find it okay.
Okay.
I think you'd be like, it's all right. I would say if Jaber came in with a review, you'd be like, yeah, it was all right.
Is it about radio or TV?
It's about TV.
Okay. I like those kind of shows.
It's very much the Matt Lauer story.
All right.
From the Today Show. So that's another reason why I find it fascinating. And can you believe Grey's Anatomy has been renewed for a 19th season?
My daughter watches that.
Yeah.
She loves Grey's Anatomy.
Is Grey running the hospital yet? Is she the chief, the top dog?
I couldn't tell you.
She should, in 19 seasons, be promoted.
She should be promoted, and has the hospital exploded for the 4th time?
Probably. Yeah,
It's very dramatic.
It's very dramatic.
Ellen Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey, has even said the show needs to end, and they won't listen to her.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
They keep bringing it back. It is still ABC's top-rated show in the 18 to 49 demographic that they love.
I'm sorry, you got to go big. I've said it before. You got to bring back Zombie McDreamy. That's what you got to. That's how you end it.
Okay.
He eats Meredith, and then it ends.
Wow, that's how it all ends. Brains in the show and cut. Our story we talked about yesterday about this teacher in Houston, and she's afraid that her kid had the COVID, and she went to go get him tested, but she's like, I ain't gonna have this germ spreader riding shotgun. So she's like, kid, hop in the trunk. So the kid gets in the trunk to go get the COVID test. Mama gets pulled over, and the cop's like, you can't cram your 13-year-old into the trunk. She's like, well, I don't want to catch the COVID. They said, well, sorry, that's a felony child endangerment.
I see where her head was at, and I realize she may have lost her way in her execution, but I understand trying to keep these germy kids isolated.
Yeah, I'm telling you, what are you going to do? They need to have some kind of helmet that you can put on kids that keep their germs to themselves, because the second you pick them up from daycare, they're doing nothing but super spreading whatever funk all over your car.
Put them in a body condom.
Oh, kids from age 4 to 7 lead the league in snot bubbles.
If you have a teacher, my wife teaches the pre-K, and yeah, the kids are always around you, so your immune system has to be superhuman because they're just, and they get real close. They don't, kids that age, they don't understand like true spatial relationships.
Well, they don't respect your space.
They do not. My wife's always talking about the close talkers that she's got. These kids get 3 inches from your face and just spread it right, shoot it right in your mouth.
Omicron.
And they're not the best clean uppers. If they sneeze, a lot of young kids kind of leave it around.
No, they're bacteria traps. They've got all kinds of funk and fungus all over them. They're just filthy. So, I get why she was doing this. But, you think about it today, we're in a very aware society where the stuff that our parents used to do back in the day, there's no way they could do it. They would lock them up and throw away the key. My parents would be serving 3 life sentences for all the stuff they did to me back in the day that they thought was okay. I remember my dad's like going, you know what? I think you should learn how to drive. I'm like, Dad, I'm 7. He's like, that's great. Sit on my lap. Then we went down a public road. 7-year-old trying to figure it out. I'm like, Dad, I just ran into a ditch. No problem. Don't worry about it.
It was a little loose.
A little loose.
I don't know. Rocco drives on my lap all the time.
Okay.
You're a little loose.
If anybody has anything to say, they get the finger.
Okay. Rocco's or yours or both?
Both.
Vic, I think that mom and her 7-year-old kid just flipped me off.
That's how we roll.
Much like myself, some people are stuck in the 80s.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah. So we asked the question on the KVJ Show Facebook page, what did your parents do back in the day that would get them in trouble now? Cramming you into car trunks and things like that? We did that all the time. I would always ride in the trunk.
Totally.
We had one of those hatchbacks. I loved that thing. Getting in the back of the trunk, and I'm like, oh, this is great. That was good living for me. Or we'd ride in the back of a truck, right there in the cab.
Yep.
Down the bumpiest roads, you'd be bouncing out. You'd be like, oh, I almost fell out. This is so much fun. We loved it. Yeah, you can't do that kind of stuff today. Some of the responses we got, somebody said, yeah, my dad gave my 12-year-old cousins champagne at my aunt's wedding.
Yeah, a lot of kids had that happen, though. An adult would give you some booze.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
But back in the day, it wasn't that bad. But imagine, Jaybird gave some kids some booze. That would be, oh my, what a monster.
Yeah.
I think if it's your own kid or your own family and everybody's having a celebration, who cares?
It can't be, though. It can't be someone who's not the parents where you're sneaking it to the
Right,
kid. And
right.
You're like, don't tell your dad, all right?
Your weird drunkle.
Yeah, the weird uncle can't. Yeah, don't tell your mom, all right? Here's some tequila.
This will be our secret.
Yeah, I think you'd said, Jaybird, that one of your snack pack buddies was actually tending his parents' bar at age 11.
Yeah, that's true.
And nobody thought anything of it. They're just like,
Kids
They didn't.
in Louisiana will know how to make a daiquiri at age 10.
Yeah, but nobody batted an eye.
Yeah.
It was in Lake Park, too, so that doubles.
Yeah, it depends upon where you are and how you're set. I remember when I went to Jerusalem a couple years ago, you would walk around the streets, and there were kids that were about 6 smoking. And
that's depressing.
I don't recommend that.
It was unreal. I was like, "Is that's a kid, right?" I'm like, "Am I? That's not. That's a kid." And it wasn't the only one. Several children I saw smoking, and then we went into a bar, and there's a kid probably 8, and I think I counted him pounding 5 beers.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, it was just kind of crazy. I'm like, man, if I had grown up in Jerusalem.
Maybe he had a rough day at 2nd grade.
Could have been,
The bartender was 14.
It's a turbulent city. I guess, you need to drink early there in Jerusalem. Yeah, somebody else put on our Facebook page, my dad used to take a shower in the backyard naked while all my friends would play. He'd use the hose. He'd be soaping up. We're 9 years old. This is back in 1981. We're just not thinking anything of it. Can you imagine now if you came home and be like, yeah, my friend's dad was taking a shower right in front of us?
They'd take a video of that, and the cops would be there in about 3 hours.
I knew a few families that would shower out in the backyard with a hose. You know, they just were. It was a different time.
When I had the dream of having a pool, the dream that my neighbors have peed on, I was going to put an outdoor shower out there, but like cover it with like bushes.
Oh yeah,
because nothing seems more like thrilling than an outdoor shower.
Yeah, a lot of people have that in Florida, so you can see where that would happen, and that might cause some uncomfortable situations. Somebody else had said by the age of 12, my mom and dad let me drive to the store to get things like milk, bread, and cigarettes for them.
Make no mistake, that was a ciggy run.
They're 12 driving to the store to get ciggies for mom and pa.
They acted like it was about the milk. It was not about the milk.
Yeah, and they were friends with the guy who owned the local convenience store, and he had no problem. He's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. Tell your mom I said hi. Just drove up. Right there, a kid walking away with a carton of cigarettes at the age of 12.
Oh, how many parents smoked in the car with their kids back then? So many back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So many. My gymnastics coach, she drove an old car, and this was in the 80s, but the car was like from the 60s. No seatbelts. It had those long, slick bench seats in the back. We would slide from one side to the other if she went right or left, and she would smoke, and she was a gymnastics coach, and the crack for the smoke to go out of the car was the tiniest little crack at the top of the window.
Yeah, Coach Carl, I played for the Lake Park Lions, and Coach Carl, if we were doing a travel team, Coach Carl would drive, and he would smoke in the van with kids that weren't his. In fact, Coach Carl didn't have kids on the team.
Coach Carl.
Yeah, and he was smoking in a van with multiple kids in there. That would not happen
Coach
today.
Carl.
Just Coach Carl wouldn't happen.
Coach Carl is a great coach. No kids.
What are you doing, Carl?
What are you doing, Coach Carl?
Some other things that parents used to do back in the day that would get them in massive trouble now. Somebody on our Facebook page said, yeah, my mom would make fun of me, then punish me if I tried wearing a helmet when I go on the back of her motorcycle. She'd say things like, only babies wear helmets.
Awesome. Toughen up.
The kid's trying to be safe. And now they're like, come on, only babies wear helmets. Take that stupid sissy thing off.
That's awesome.
What's wrong with you? Oh, people got it. I actually like when our parents just were reckless back in the days. People saying, yeah, we used to always ride in the trunk. It used to be so much fun. Now, they got reckless endangerment. That, Mom, that's like a pretty serious charge.
It is. I get what she was trying to do. Let's go easy on her. Come on.
Yeah. And somebody said, too, when we were about 10 years old, my parents left my sister and I home alone for 10 to 12 hours while they worked in the summer. There was a story not long ago where some parents went on like a 2-week vacation and left their 11-year-old home alone.
You'll get arrested for that.
Oh, yeah.
You get in trouble.
I mean, you got to actually be parents in today's era. This is crazy.
Would an 11-year-old Kevin be pumped for that, or would you get scared and want your parents
to? I'd be very pumped, yeah.
11,
I was an independent kid.
You're already ready to go.
Yeah, I'd have been good. Be like, all right, peace out. See ya. Be good. Somebody said, yeah, how reckless was it, too, that our parents used to do play dates with neighbors' kids to get chicken pox? What we know with the disease and everything, doesn't that just seem kind of weird and reckless these days?
Yeah, I think I was involved in one of those chicken pox parties.
Wait, what is this?
I had chicken pox when I was 5, but I think it was by design because somebody told my mom, or I think it might have been the pediatrician, it's better to get it when you're young.
So there's a chicken pox? That was a thing?
Yeah, your parent wanted you to get it when you were little so you could get it and clear it and be good.
Yeah.
And you were a part of that too, Kev?
No, we didn't do that, but I've heard of people who have done it.
I remember having chicken pox.
Do people still do that? Chicken pox parties?
No.
Would that be considered, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
I think chicken pox has been, I don't hear of anybody getting chicken pox anymore.
You can definitely get chicken pox.
I don't think it's as prevalent as it was in the 70s.
I got chicken pox in the 90s when I was a teenager, and it was awful.
I think that's when you don't want it. I think when you get older, you don't want it because you can scar. And I
Right.
think it's more intense or something.
Yeah, that's what they would tell parents because, you want, I guess ideally they thought you wanted to get it at an earlier age so that it wasn't as bad later.
Chickenpox party, how do you make that fun?
But
Do
then
you make it fun?
I think you keep it for life. I think chickenpox is in that shingles family,
is.
right?
Yeah,
and
it's
then
in
so
there.
it's in your system. So then when you turn like 60, you got to make sure you get that shingles vaccine. Otherwise, you'll get a giant scab covering half your abdomen.
Oh,
I've read some weird stat. It's going to be completely wrong, but it was if you're a baby boomer born after this year or before this year, shingles will be a part of your life. 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
It was a big number,
Well,
shingles.
When my mom went through her health crisis about 6 years ago, that was one of the main things when I took her to the doctor. He was like, she needs to get her shingles vaccine because if she gets shingles, this is going to be bad, bad, bad for her. So that was like real high on his priority list of things that she had to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like I need a new handbook. Be like, okay, what is it illegal for me to do with my kids now? Because we're a little loosey goosey on some of these rules. Yeah, what's the real harm? Come on.
We didn't have no chickenpox party back in the day here in South Florida. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know if they frown on that. Yeah, some people in the chat room were talking about how they did. Stephanie had said, yeah, we did that. I enjoyed my chickenpox party. All my cousins had a blast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to do a chickenpox party, let's turn it up. Let's make it turn.
There must be a reason why they don't do them anymore.
Because it sounds insane.
Yeah. What do you do? Like the chicken dance, have chicken noodle soup, everything with the chicken theme?
Yeah, I think it's a day of celebration because you know you're about to be in it for at least a week. I had it for a week. It was awful.
Yeah, okay. We got an interesting, apparently, message here that somebody left on the mic drop feature on the WRMF app. You're talking about things that a little bit reckless that your parents used to do with you. Can anybody top this?
My dad used to use me as alligator bait. My dad is an alligator hunter, and he used to hang me over the side of the boat and use me as alligator bait.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not the same as riding in the trunk.
And there's different parts of Florida that are a little bit more intense.
So wait, let me get this straight. So he would hang his kid off the side of the boat, and that would attract gators, and then Dad would get the gators as they came after his son?
What if a submerged gator snuck up on y'all? And you don't see the gator until it's right up on the kid.
Well, thankfully, I got 2 other kids. Both of them are missing their legs, but...
Virginia, we just called that a bad day.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Good Lord.
My dad used to use me as alligator bait.
Okay, well, there you go. Welcome to Florida, y'all. Hold up. You might want to be putting something different in that coffee this morning. And I don't mean like Virginia's Kahlua. No, that's not.
I just finished my Kahlua and coffee. It was delicious.
How much Kahlua you put in your coffee? Are you doing that every day?
Well, most days. I don't like the way the cream is when I'm on a juice cleanse. I'm not doing any dairy on a juice cleanse.
Okay.
So I got to add sweetener to my coffee somehow.
Do you get a buzz?
I mean, yeah.
So did you put Kahlua in today?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Did you put it in it yesterday?
Yep.
Wow. How about that?
Friday?
Yeah, probably.
Do other people do this, or is this just a Virginia thing where people on the daily are?
You're kind of being you're not closet drinking because you are doing it in front of us, but because when I drink, I open it up on the air. I'm like, woo, we're having a party. You're not really talking about it. You're just behind the scenes drinking.
Yeah, I'm open, but it's all I do. I just do like a shot of Kahlua and I'm good.
Okay.
That doesn't at all sound like a problem. Kev, all I need is a shot and I'm good. That's it. I just need it every morning, Kevin. I don't have a problem.
Everyone's doing this, right?
Well, I'm not doing dairy, so I don't know how to get my sweetener.
I'm not drinking milk, Kevin. Okay?
So what am I going to do?
Get off my ass, Kevin,
Right.
okay? I'm stressed.
Look, I'm trying to be healthy.
I don't have a problem.
Well, if you're not doing the Kahlua, there is another option. Hostess is now selling a Twinkie-flavored creamer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know how much you love just creamer straight, Jay-Bird.
Oh, I just got fat listening to that.
Oh, yeah. Imagine a Twinkie-flavored creamer. That sounds delicious, doesn't
It
it?
does.
Way to kick it up a notch. Yeah, there's a lot of delicious new things on the market today. I think the Twinkie flavored creamer could definitely work if that's your thing. You don't care about calories and sugar.
Well, now I want that creamer, and now I want Kahlua. So, do we
Put
have
them all
Kahlua
together.
left?
We do have about a shot and a half left of Kahlua. I'm at the bottom of my bottle.
Mama's hit it hard. Damn it. Share with the other kids in class.
This bottle has lasted a good few months.
Oh, good. Okay, because I'm going to say otherwise it's only Tuesday, you know?
We've had this bottle since 2021.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank goodness. Did hear some mixed reactions. I don't know if you've seen this, but Wendys now has 3 new Frosty Sundays. They've been adding things now to the regular Frosty. One of them's topped with Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Ooh,
Those are good.
they are.
Yeah, I'd heard somebody on, or I saw somebody on Twitter that was kind of complaining, saying, Wendy's, the Frosty's fine. Don't mess with the good thing. Don't add anything to it. And they're probably trying to do what you'll see with the McFlurry or the Blizzard that they have at Dairy Queen.
But sometimes you can mess with a good thing, and it turns into a great thing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that I have necessarily a problem with that. I like try it. I mean, I'm not sure how the Lucky Charms marshmallows, but that really gets me going. But you could do other things I think would be fun. And what do you think about this? You buying or selling here? The Houston Rockets NBA team has introduced at the concession stands a hot dog topped with mac and cheese, bacon, and Fruit Loops. Is there any chance that works?
I don't know about the Fruit Loops, but everything else sounds great.
So the Fruit Loops could work because it's sweet and it's not an overpowering sweet. It can add a little bit, although the fruity part I'm not feeling. I'd rather have a sweet that's not the fruit part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you already do fruit or a chocolate type of thing?
Chocolate would be better.
With the mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think chocolate would be better?
I don't know. Maybe the Fruit Loops could work if you put them underneath the hot dog. I don't want them on top. And the crunchy texture might pair well with the juicy hot dog.
Okay.
I'll try it. I love a hot dog wrapped in bacon. I mean, that's just decadent.
Would bacon, mac and cheese mixed in with marshmallow, would that be good?
I don't know.
I think that might be good.
All these little weird things I'd be okay with trying.
If you threw a scoop of Fluffernutter and some mac and cheese.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, if you like these odd food combinations, keep in mind South Florida Fair is cranking open on Friday. I don't know if they've got any kind of odd food combination. Seems like every year they kind of look to do something.
I'm going to be out there for the grand opening ceremonies.
You are? Are you
Yep.
going to be doing with Jade Cashmere again?
I am.
Okay.
So you get the invite, me and
do.
Kev.
No, we get nothing.
Every year they have me and Jay do it.
Like, bring the good Jay. Leave the other
Aw.
the awful Jay back at the station with Kevin.
That's right. So when you're going to be out there, and are you taking the kids? You going solo?
No, this is the adult party. So this is like the grand opening. They do like this ceremony, and there's all these like local officials that show up, and they cut the ribbon, and it's like a big to-do. And then they do a luncheon, a fancy like adult luncheon.
Okay, it makes sense why I'm not invited.
It's not the kid
Why didn't
party.
I get invited? I don't get any of the good invites.
You're an adult and you host the show.
I know, and I don't get invited.
They've been having me and Jay do it for like 10 years now.
But I mean, just even an invite to the lunch would be awesome. South Florida Fair. I mean,
you
nothing.
You want to come? You can
got
come.
Nothing.
You can come.
No, now I'm like a tag along. You're like, who's this guy? Why is he here?
You're third wheel Kevin.
Yeah, like you didn't get invited. Why did you show up? I host the show she's on. No.
You know, some people at that event look up there and go, oh, there's Kevin in Virginia. They think Jay is Kevin.
Well, he's a handsome man, so I would take that.
Yeah, there's worse people to be mistaken
Yeah,
for.
That's okay to have JB my stand-in. I just want an invite. I want to be where the cool kids go, but no. Nothing.
I just think because we've done it for so many years together, they had us do it back when the fair had the Mardi Gras theme. Because
Right.
me and Jay are both from New Orleans, and it was when, Mike Bubis was running the whole show, and he's our good friend, and so he had us do it for the New Orleans connection, and then I think they just kept us doing it because we know how to do it.
You need to roll with me, dog. I can get you half off of a French fry. So
Half off of a French fry?
Yeah, one order of French French fry got you a coupon?
I eat keto, dog.
Oh, man. Oh, rats.
Ain't nothing working out for me today.
Kevin hasn't had a French fry since the 80s.
This fair is very unfair to Kevin.
Yeah. Dang, man. Okay, well, that's going to be kicking off.
And I think me and Virginia are going out there to. Are we doing a food review again?
We are. So not this weekend, but next weekend on Saturday in the morning. Me and you are going to go out there and try all of the fair favorites.
I say we try all the things we've never tried before.
I love it.
No repeats this time.
I love it.
Okay, well, let me know what kind of good stuff they have out there.
We loved it last time.
We
loved
did.
the fried cheese.
Okay. What do you prefer? Do you prefer a fair or a circus?
A fair.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, the circus doesn't have the food, and you know.
Well, haven't circuses pretty much been shut down because the animal stuff, you can't do that, and then can't make fun of clowns anymore.
A lot of people protest the circus.
Well, you can't use the animals. And I remember when everyone was all scared of clowns because they were showing up and everyone banned clowns for Halloween. Ever since then,
clowns got canceled for
a
good 2 years.
And they never recovered.
Yeah.
Remember, you weren't even allowed to talk about, you couldn't be a clown.
Yeah.
Couldn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
Legitimate clowns were distraught over it.
Yeah.
Because that was their income.
Right.
And then people were like, yeah, screw clowns. Yeah, we're done with them.
What do you think's better, funnel cake or cotton candy?
Oh, funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
It's not even close.
Really?
We love that funnel cake dough.
In fact, if somebody said they liked cotton candy over funnel cakes, I don't think I could trust them. I don't. What are you about?
You know who says that?
A Russian spy.
kid.
A Russian spy.
A Russian spy and a kid.
A Russian spy who's a kid.
Okay, well, one thing to keep in mind, I know it's going to be going on this week, a big thing. Virginia and the stand-in Kev, Jay Cashmere.
I'm going to take pictures and
Yeah.
post them and
Yeah.
label it Kevin and Virginia.
I'm going to take pictures of me singing at home by myself sad. I'd like to go to the fair.
This is unfair.
That'd be so much fun. Why can't I go to the fair, man?
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I'm sure by now everybody's heard about Bob Saget, unfortunately passed away in an Orlando hotel room. He was found unresponsive by the staff there at the Ritz in Orlando. The autopsy, they say, is going to take 10 to 12 weeks to figure out exactly what happened. They say he was found with his hand on his chest and he was lying on his bed, but the cause of death is to be determined because they couldn't figure it out by anything in the room.
Yeah.
Everybody's been blindsided by this. Everybody's all over social media, leaving the most beautiful, sweet things and stories about their love of Bob Saget. And I guess Jimmy Kimmel did one of the most touching tributes in his opening monologue. Here is Jimmy talking about Bob Saget.
I was going through emails with Bob, and some of them were just funny, but some were very serious emails about life and the well-being of our children and how hard it is to appreciate one of those without the other being just right. In one email, we're talking about our kids, and I have it here. He wrote, "One night soon, let's go out and have some meat and some good damn drinks and talk about how lucky we are that we have them. We love you, Bob."
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So many beautiful tributes. I mean, they're just all over the feeds on every social media platform, and it's quite a beautiful thing to see how loved he was.
Yeah, it's the girl that played Stephanie Tanner, her name, Jodie Sweetin, she had a post, and it was pretty darn heartbreaking.
It looks like Morgan Wallen came back a little bit. This is a big deal because the Grand Ole Opry, a Nashville tradition, welcomed him onto the stage to perform alongside Ernest. Do you know them, Kevin? It's a band, I guess.
Who is it?
Ernest.
Ernest? I'm not sure. I don't know.
They did a set, and Morgan Wallen came up there and performed with them on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry. And then, people were cheering, but then a lot of other people were not cheering and took to Twitter to say, the Grand Ole Opry failed people of color by inviting Morgan Wallen, and now it's a big, huge fight. Should he have been back on stage at the Grand Ole Opry or not?
So I'm just curious. I mean, when it comes to all these kind of things, is this a lifetime ban now they want for Morgan Wallen for his comment? Because I'm just trying to figure out when you assign these penalties, like what do people want? What makes them happy? Do they have a time limit on? It's 10 years. It's a lifetime ban for Morgan Wallen for making that comment on a video. Where do we come up with this? Because people are trying to pass off a sentence that nobody necessarily knows what it is.
Well, you would have to do that with so many celebrities. There's so many people if Morgan Wallen was wrong to do that, he apologized. He said he was sorry.
Yeah.
What else is supposed to happen? Is he? If you look at other celebrities' lives, they've said horrific things, and no one even brings that up. No one says anything about that. So when it comes to all this stuff, it is a cherry picking type of situation.
Standard. We need a standard that's got to be for everyone. If somebody steps out of bounds for different things, we have categories. That's how they do it in our judicial system, right? If you rob somebody with a gun, you're going to do this amount of time.
What's your sentence?
But here's the thing, though. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion. He is playing there again, so it doesn't really, it's just people are going to react to that. But he is playing, so there's really not.
And I guess if you're the Grand Ole Opry, you have to decide, and it sounds like they have. And then if you decide one way or the other, you have to make a stand, and you have to dig your heels in and say, hey, we think that he's done enough to get back, and you may not like it. You can boycott us all you want, but we're going to go about how we're going to do things.
Well, I've just heard so many people of all cultures, say, okay, you're wrong. Let's move on from this. It's going to depend on who you are and where you're set and what you want to fight for.
Right.
And it happened a year ago. I mean, next month will be February, and that's when it happened. In February of 2021, the whole controversy surrounding his use of a racial slur, and it was caught on video, and a lot of people were super upset. And now you're going on a year.
Yeah, and somebody just texted in. They said so many famous black people have spoken out supporting Morgan Wallen. People need to stop trying to make this a thing.
That's a very true statement, but the media headlines, you're not going to get that. You're going to get who's upset and who wants to cancel with a lot of this stuff. You don't get the whole story.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay. Got some birthdays. Give you a little shout out here. Happy 3rd birthday going out to our little shark. Right here, you can see on KVJ TV, Clark is turning 3. He's got on his cowboy hat, Superman shirt. That's from Mom, Dad, Kayla, and Meemaw.
Oh, what a cutie.
Yep, right there. Also, happy 9th birthday to Ashley Samantha from Mom, Dad, Chris, and Nicholas. Also, happy birthday to my wonderful husband, Chris. Such a great man. I love you so much. Your wife, Andy, sent that in. Also, happy 12th birthday goes out to Jaden from Mom, Dad, Melanie, Bonnie, and Max. Got a birthday and you'd like to get on the KVJ Show, you can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. mail at kvjshow.com. Who is our liar here? We're going to find out in just a second. 2 truths and a lie. 2 real stories. One of them is completely made up. We got to try to figure out which is which here on the KVJ Show. Okay, we've got Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits all going to be telling us a tall tale here. We'll start off with Denny's. Hear what his story is, and based on this story, do you think he's telling the truth, or is this a complete lie? What you got for us, Denny's?
Well, so you guys, it's probably not too shocking, but one time my dad's friend wanted me to get him some weed. And he was an old-time smoker, but hadn't smoked in, 10 or 15 years. And I go, well, the new stuff's a little strong, just to put it on your radar. He goes, that's fine, I used to get a lid. He had all these old terms he used. So I ended up getting him some. And his girlfriend at the time was really like, don't give it to him. He wants it. He's gonna be overzealous. But I was like, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Anyway.
He'll be fine.
He ended up being missing for about 8 hours.
Missing?
They found him 2.5 miles away from his house, and he was trying to get into a closed Chinese restaurant.
Munchies, man.
So I was never allowed to get him pot again ever.
That's amazing.
Okay, all right.
That has to be true.
Okay. So I can see how it could happen. All right, Bird, what story you got for us here today?
We interviewed a comedian here on the show, and it led to a breakup with my girlfriend at the time because her friend had met the comedian and during the week that he was here, and as they had met, they got real close, and my girlfriend at the time wanted me to go see the show, but I had another work obligation to do, and it turned into a big fight. But a main part was because of this stand-up comedian.
Okay, so your relationship ended.
Because of it ended the next day after we interviewed the guy.
Oh, wow.
Who was the guy?
I can't even remember. Remember when we were forced to do interviews
Yes.
every... I probably can't talk about that, but yeah. remember when we were struggling to do?
It was a struggle.
We did. We interviewed a lot of comedians. It was. I'm not trying to be offensive to the comedian. I'd never heard of them, but he was one of those mid-range to up and comers.
Okay.
Caused some drama. He didn't cause the drama, but he was the catalyst of it.
Okay. And Suits, what is your story here?
Well, obviously, most of the time I went on vacation. We did cruises when I was a kid, but there was a rare occasion where we would actually travel somewhere else. And we flew to New York when I was 10 years old because my older cousin was having his bar mitzvah. Oh. So we were there, and I started to feel sick through the ceremony. But, I mean, we're in New York at my cousin's bar mitzvah. I'm not going to say anything. I can't tell my mom I want to go home after we flew all the way up for this. So we're sitting at the table, and he's on stage in the middle of doing the whole thing with the rabbi, so it's dead quiet in there.
Okay.
And I'm starting to feel really sick. And you guys know I'm not a quiet gag reflex. It doesn't
your
go
whole
well.
body just it starts in your toes and it just works its way up like a wave.
It's quite the scene.
You puke like a dog.
It's
violently and loud with noises.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to fight this back, and it's not working. And in the middle of this ceremony, I just throw up all over my Aunt Leonore, who's sitting right next to me at the table. And Leonore did not take it well. She was not the kind of person who dealt with gross stuff in any way, shape, or form. She made the biggest scene, but it was so quiet, and I just puked right in the middle of this thing. It was so uncomfortable, and we obviously missed the rest of the bar mitzvah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I'll tell you right away, a lot of people in the chat room think that Bird is the one that told the lie. He messed up his story, LOL. Somebody's in there saying. So right now, it is kind of a landslide that everybody thinks that Bird is the liar. Now, Denny's story, I loved. It's the one out of all of them that I want to be true the most. And then Suits sounds very entertaining as well. And Bird's, yeah, he forgot the name of the comedian, but that could just be a thing.
I'm curious to know, where did I mess up the story?
I think just with the name of the comedian and the specifics of it.
Yeah.
There's some details missing.
So many comedians.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. Thinking that maybe if this was a comedian ended your relationship, that would have imprinted in your brain and you remember who that is. Not just a random comedian coming in on a regular Friday. This is a comedian that ended a relationship. So this is something like, oh my gosh, I'll always remember that name because he ended a relationship for me. And, you know, there might be something to that. I would say the odds-on favorite. In fact, I'll have Suits do a KVJ TV poll here in just a second. Who do you think is the biggest liar? Who's the one telling the lie?
I want Suits to have ralphed on his aunt. I really do.
I do too. I oddly enough, I am so amused by Danny's story. I really want that one to be true. Even though obviously that guy went through a tough night, but that's pretty humorous and I'd make for a great story, especially after the warning came back going, hey, he can't handle this stuff. Oh, he'll be fine. And then hours later, he's knocking on a Chinese restaurant door. So that's the one I want to be true the most. And poor Bird. I mean, I'd hate for anybody to lose a relationship, especially to a comedian. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bird, I think, on my guess. Virginia?
You talked me into it. I think I agree.
Were you leaning with another story before?
No, I was just wrapped up in laughing.
Okay, so you didn't have a thought.
I like the visual of Suits puking on his aunt.
Especially
when it's all quiet and they're reading the Torah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, the early votes right now on the KVJ TV poll, who is telling the lie? 78% think it's Jaybird.
Okay.
12% thinks that Denny's is telling the lie, and then Suits is trailing that. And they're kind of flip-flopping back and forth as the votes keep coming in. I would say outside of Bird, I think Denny's, sadly, because it's just so amusing that, man, did it work out that way or not? So who is the person that's actually telling the lie today in Two Truths and a Lie? We will find out next. Okay, who is our liar here in Two Truths and a Lie? We heard 3 stories. Denny's talked about giving some weed to a guy that his girl was saying, no, don't do that. It's a bad idea. The guy disappears and they find him hours later knocking on the door of a Chinese restaurant. Then you heard a story about Suits going to a bar mitzvah and barfing on his aunt.
Please let it be true.
And Jaybird said that he had a relationship end all because of a comedian we did an in-studio interview with. Now, who do you think is telling us the lie here? We've been asking on KVJ TV, and still 62% of the votes say that Jaybird is the liar. 26% say it's Denny's. 12% says that it's Suits. I am going to stick with Jaybird in my guess here for the liar. Virginia, you agree on that one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I think that the KVJ TV chat room has it right on my thoughts right now. Okay, here is the question. Who is our liar here today?
I got you guys good on that one. Made that whole thing up.
Wow. Dang.
You didn't puke on your aunt?
I did not. No, it was a perfectly normal bar mitzvah.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's bar or bar. That just goes to show you how well I know my religion.
Oh, that's funny. You got us.
How about that? And Jaber, are you withholding the name of the comedian or just you don't remember?
Me and Denny's and Suits were talking about that. We did do a run with comedians for a while where we didn't even know who a lot of them were.
Right.
And it was, this whole thing was happening when I was filming one of the KVJ horror movies. So my schedule was really, really packed, and that was going on. And I honestly, I cannot remember who the comedian was.
Yeah.
He was a mid-ranger.
Yeah.
But I think he got into town on a Wednesday, and he had met my girlfriend's friend at the time because I think she worked at either the club or she was a bartender downtown somewhere.
Okay.
So he met her, and it was Friday about 5:30 p.m. And my girlfriend had called me and was talking about how, my friend met this great guy. He's so nice, blah blah, all this stuff about how great this guy is. I'm like, well, we interviewed him earlier today, and I know about comedians. I know what they're in town for 2 days.
They got to do the quick pickup.
And I was they were kind of trying to act like this guy wasn't about that. He was a sweetheart, and I was trying to. I go, listen, this is what is going on here. No, he's not that kind of guy.
He's looking for a meaningful relationship and true love.
And I was trying to just put that warning out, but the reason why we got into a fight was I wasn't able to go because of a work obligation. It turned into a huge fight, and we were already on the rocks anyway. Yeah. But because of the comedian, I went full in saying, this guy is here just to sleep with your friend. No, he is not. He's not that kind of guy, Jason. So, and guess what happened? Sure enough, he was that kind of guy.
What?
Heartbroken.
Shocking.
Oh, what?
I know. So I think I might have been coming off jealous maybe, but I was really just trying to say, be careful. This guy is not looking for love. He's not looking for love.
You're trying to give a warning because you know the type.
And I was right. I called my shot. Yeah. But there was a culmination of reasons, but the main thing was, it was also a conflict of interest too, because we had some certain things behind the scenes that were going on. So, wow. It was...
Okay.
There it is.
Drama.
Right. There you go.
We got you, though.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. Suits is the last person I thought was lying.
I wish I did remember that comedian's name, though. Maybe we got to look back at that.
Can you draw a picture of him?
Well, I thought it was one comedian. Dennis goes, dude, we interviewed so many comedians that look the same. They were all the same.
They're all cut from one comedy mold? Yes. Okay, are you a jerk? Sometimes you just don't know. People are telling you that you are. You're like going, why am I the bad guy here? I don't get this. If you're ever in that situation, just send us an email. Mail at kvjshow.com. We'll give you a ruling. Should you maybe check yourself, or are you in the right? One person want to know here, am I the jerk for not telling my girlfriend that I slept with her mom? Ooh.
When did you sleep with her? That timeline is crucial.
Yeah, it
The day
is.
after we broke up.
So here's how it all maps out. It said, I dated this girl in high school who dumped me when she went off to Gainesville for college. Well, a few years later, I run into her mom in a bar. Her mom was separated from her husband and was trying to sort her life out. We had too much to drink, and that night began a fiery affair that burnt out after just 3 weeks. She and her husband reconciled, and I went about my life. Well, a few years after that, I reconnect with her daughter, and we start dating again. I never told her about what happened between her mom and I. The first time I went with her to see her parents again, you could tell that my presence made her mom really nervous. Eventually, sometime later, her mom was able to corner me to ask if I had told her daughter about what happened between us. I told her I have not said anything, and she said, "You have to promise me that you will never say anything to my daughter about what happened between us." Well, during the Christmas holiday, we were at her parents' house, and her mom got a little tipsy and flirty with me when nobody was around.
Oh, no.
I shut it down real quick, but it really set my conscience off. I just feel like the worst person not being honest with my girlfriend about hooking up with her mom all those years ago. Am I the jerk for continuing to hold on to the secret even though I promised her mom I wouldn't say anything?
This is a damn mess.
It is a dang mess. Yes, you're right. So who's he being the bigger jerk to? Because I guess in a sense, if you make a promise, you don't want to break your promise. He promised he wouldn't say anything. So he'd be a little bit of a jerk to her mom if he broke the promise, but not being forthcoming. Look, I don't think you have to reveal your previous partners to who you're dating unless that person might be one of their parents.
So what good can come of this, of telling that you did this? I mean, what's
you clearing your own conscience. That's
it.
all you're
That's
doing.
all you're doing. You're gonna wreak havoc. If the mom's not gonna say anything and you're not gonna say anything and it's not gonna ever get brought up, I don't know, man.
The mom needs to chill with the flirty behavior, and you need to not say anything because it's only going to hurt your girl and her relationship with her mom.
So if you don't say anything, let's say maybe she finds out one day. She'll be like, "You're such a jerk." We'd be like going, "Well, but KVJ told me I wasn't."
Bottom line, Kev, you're going to be a jerk either way. What's going to be the lesser of the jerks? I mean, if she finds out no matter what, you tell her the truth. What? You slept with my mom? Or if she finds out 10 years from now, what? You slept with my mom? It's going to be bad either way.
It's a no way.
You need to get away from these women.
I think people would understand why you wouldn't tell somebody. And if she ever, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
Because I didn't want to hurt you. Because I didn't want to ruin what we had. And it was a long time ago. And I was devastated that we broke up.
It didn't mean anything.
It didn't mean anything.
Yeah. I guess where he wound up, there wasn't anything that necessarily he's done wrong up to that point. I guess the only thing questionable you're doing now is you have something that would be of great interest to your girlfriend.
I'd say you don't say anything.
Okay. Panchita said, "Sorry, he needs to be honest. It's going to come out. Break up with the girlfriend and confess." So with what Panchita's saying is torpedo the relationship, be honest, and then move on?
I don't know, Panchita. I mean, I guess we all got to follow our path.
It's just relieving your own guilty conscience, though. You're not doing anything positive for your girlfriend or her mother or their relationship. You're gonna drop this bomb.
It would be a bomb, and then you're right. In the wake of that, let's say even you do what Panchita says and you walk away. Now you've dropped a bomb, then you're leaving the destruction of the ruin between your girlfriend and her mom and their relationship. I don't know how that might settle out.
And it's important to note, I feel, that if you have, depending on the personalities of this equation here, if it was Kevin and two other people, you were dealing with a Kevin-type personality, what kind of personalities are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with someone that's going to lose their crap? Or are we dealing with someone who can,
I think underlying this, and Alicia had said this in the KVJ TV chat, she said, "Damn, aren't there other women for him to go date? Go somewhere else." There's something reading between the lines that I think happened here. He said that she dumped him to go off to college. He runs into her mom. Her mom's probably fairly attractive. He has probably anger and resentment and revenge in his heart. And he's thinking, what a great way to fulfill my revenge and my anger by sleeping with your mom. I'll show you. And then what happens, guess what? Years later, you reconnect with her daughter and you start dating again.
Or it could just be the mom was hitting on him. He was lonely and horny. He's like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome." There might not even been revenge in his heart.
But to her point about why wouldn't you just walk away and find another woman in the bar that's not the mom of somebody you dated, that'd be the only reason I could see.
It's a great point. Too much drama. I'm out. It's a breakup, Kev.
The wrong segment.
Sorry. What is this? I'm a jerk? Okay.
Yeah. Jaybird is totally right. There's no way out of this. If he loves her enough to stay with her, then he should just keep his mouth shut, is what one text says in here to the show.
And Vicious V's got a point. A lot of times people want to tell the truth to relieve the guilt on their own. If someone 15 years from my past, hey, Bird, I want to tell you something I did to you, and Sam's, nah, I'm good. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, it's not about, like, you're going to feel better, sure, because you've carried this burden of, oh my gosh, I hooked up with both these chicks. I got to be honest, so I feel better. But you're not going to make them feel better. You're making yourself feel better. And in that respect, I think it's kind of selfish.
Is honesty is always the best policy? Is that just a cliche?
I don't think that's real.
I don't know if that's always, that's an absolute, and I don't believe in absolutes. Honesty is always the best policy?
No.
It's you could really argue that.
You could argue
anybody
it.
believes it. You could definitely argue that. And this would be one of those situations where you could argue maybe honesty is not the best policy.
But imagine
here.
if you were honest about everything you said in your life. People would want to spear you. You know what I mean?
You're right.
If you were honest about everything that came into your head, then honesty is really not always the best policy. And I'm not advocating to be a liar. I'm not. You know, I just won the whole tell the truth lie bit.
You shouldn't feel like you have to spew everything.
Yeah.
Because it'll clear your conscience or honesty is the best policy. No, some things are meant to be secret and left unsaid because you would hurt people.
Well, you are honest, but look at everything in your pathway. Everything's blowing up.
Yeah, in a sense, you would walk away unscathed. You may be down a relationship, but what then happens between a girl and her mom?
They may never recover.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a thought.
Most people are leaning not to say anything and that you're not a jerk. So, but that's a tough one.
You got to cut this mom off, though. If she ever tries to flirt with you again, you need to lay down the law.
There's too much drama involved.
This mom is dangerous.
The one comment was right. Cut your ties and find somebody else.
Move to Oklahoma.
It's too much drama. There's billions of people out there.
If you see mama around wine, and maybe you might want to start skipping their house for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from that mom. Somebody else wanted to know, am I the jerk for leaving my wife on our 10th anniversary? Says in this email, I'm an architect and I was just commissioned for a job in London that will make me $50,000 for 9 days of work. Good heavens.
Oh, wow.
The problem is that my 10th wedding anniversary falls right in the middle of these 9 days. My wife doesn't want me to take this job, and she is missing the bigger picture here because we could use this $50,000 for an amazing anniversary vacation anywhere. Plus, this job is with one of my most important clients. The time here is non-negotiable as other contractors are involved and they are all locked in for this date. If I don't go, they're going to bring in another architect and potentially I could lose one of my most important clients and who knows how much in future potential earnings. I told my wife that she needs to give me some flexibility in this, but she says that my job always wins out over her and this just shows her how much she actually really means to me. I'm not really being a jerk if I go, am I?
These are the reasons why I'm not married.
I mean, 50,000 in 9 days? No, you're not being a jerk. You're actually doing something awesome for your family. Your wife's being dramatic.
I would have to agree with the witch. I get that anniversaries are a big deal for people, but there are things in life that fall into your lap. This is an opportunity. You got to take $50,000 for 9 days of work. Celebrate 10 days later your anniversary.
The day doesn't matter.
No.
You can move it. We moved Christmas one year and didn't tell the kids, and they didn't know any different. Like, you can move dates and accommodate schedules.
If I was married to anybody and they said, "Oh my gosh, I got to go away for a month for $50,000," I'd respect that and go, "Take it."
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, most people are saying, yeah, your wife's the one being the jerk. And look, with the $50,000, I think you could probably, make it up to her.
Oh gosh, that's such an annoying problem. Oh.
Yeah. Well, she's being unrealistic.
She is. She's being stupid.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about this email? It says, am I the jerk because I don't want my parents to play financial favorites and give my brother more money? Apparently, it says here in the email, my parents have a lot of money and they love to spend it on my brother. The justification that they give is that he is not as well off as I am, but really, I'm only doing better because I make better life decisions. I've driven the same car for 15 years, I chose a more lucrative career, and I save as much as I can. My brother, however, currently can't even pay his rent, so my parents are giving him $1,200 a month just to keep him afloat.
Oh, boy.
And he wastes everything they give him. They've easily given him 10 times more than they've ever given me. And the only reason that they even have all this money is because when I was younger, I got injured in a car accident and we received a huge settlement. I was a minor, so all the money went to my parents. So I'm the one that took the physical burden to make this money in the first place that my brother all gets.
What an awful story.
So am I a jerk for asking that whatever they give my brother, they set aside the same amount for me? They fight me on this every time I try to even hint about it. Look, I realize I don't need it now, but you never know what life could hand you. And I'm scared my brother is going to burn through everything that we got in this settlement. I don't want to tear my family apart over money, but I can't keep fighting this resentment I have for them all.
Ugh. Your parents are enabling your brother.
Yep.
And you can't change your brother and you can't change your parents. I think you need to distance yourself from them financially and do your own thing. You've already shown that you are financially more sound. You've already shown that you make better decisions. You need to release them and let them do what they're going to do, because if they ruin themselves, you can't be tied to that. And you also can't ask them to start putting aside the same for you as they do for him, because you don't need it.
Okay.
And he does.
We all agree. So it's a breakup.
Yeah, I think you need to distance yourself from these lunatics and just realize, in life, sometimes people are stupid with money and you're smart with money. Be thankful that God gave you those gifts.
This is kind of two segments in one. It's am I a jerk / makeup or breakup? A lot of these.
Well, you laid out a really good email. And you have a case here where I took a physical burden upon myself that benefited everyone in this family but me. And I just feel like I'm being treated unfairly. Could you right now go on ahead and set aside a fair chunk of that money for me, and whatever my brother goes through, and when he's done, he's done. And then that way you wouldn't have to care when your brother does that. And if your parents don't listen and they want to fight you on it, at least you've said your piece. And if they ever wonder why you might have resentment in the future, be like, I told you, you know the whole thing. I was completely honest. I told you my true feelings and you chose to ignore them. And that's really about all you can do, right?
Yeah, if they're going to be dumb, they're going to be dumb. Dumb people are going to always exist in your family.
You're not a jerk for feeling the way you do, and I don't think that you're a jerk for voicing your opinion on this situation.
And if you're in the car right now saying, I don't have anybody dumb in my family.
You're the dumb one.
There you go. All right, got your own situation. Wondering if you're the jerk? Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, the convicted killer, Robert Durst, has died in a California prison at the age of 78. He was serving, you'll remember, a life sentence for murdering a friend and then the murder of his wife, Kathleen. Ooh.
He's the dude that accidentally confessed when he went to take a leak, wasn't he?
This is such a great documentary on HBO. You guys have to watch this. It's so good. He confesses during the documentary.
What the hell?
As he's on trial for murder.
Yeah, the guy's like denying everything, and then he gets up, he's like, I go to the bathroom. And he forgets to turn his mic off or realizes he's got his mic on. He's like, I hated killing her. Whatever, yeah.
I strangled her and put her in that one. He's so detailed.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's called The Jinx. It was pretty crazy. It's been years since I've seen it, but what did the guy in?
Virginia. highly recommend you watching that. If there's anything you watch, it's the Jinx. You would
pretty
love
unreal,
that
yeah.
document.
Jinx.
It's
Yeah.
I'll give you my HBO password.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
How's
Oh,
that?
if you give me your HBO password, then I can watch the Sex and the City reboot.
You can. We can talk about it. We can text.
Girl, you're a man of tennis, so you probably know about this, Jay Bird. That Novak Djokovic has just been set
You're not a woman
free.
of tennis.
I am not a woman of tennis, but you are a woman of tennis.
I am.
So I guess he had gone to go play in this big tournament, the Australian Open. But then when he got there was all this drama because he didn't have the vaccine. I guess he's been kind of like, no, I don't need the vaccine because I just had COVID, so I have the antibodies. And like 2 different doctors signed off on his medical clearance, along with an Australian tennis board.
So Australia is liars. There are worries.
I guess there are worries, mate, and they couldn't decide. Originally, when he got to Australia, they locked his ass up.
Yeah, that would be worried.
That would be a mess.
Damn, I thought it was going to Australia. There's no worries
And
here,
he's
mate.
like, wait, the Tennis Australia board and 2 different medical panels said I could come to Australia. And then they were like, no, you can't, mate. And they locked him up. And then the judge was like, yes, you can, mate. And now the judge has let him out. And he will be competing in the Australian Open, which begins January 17th.
And if you win that tournament, you got balls, buddy. You know, nothing can shake you.
I mean, you've been through it all. Into jail? That's kind of heavy.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's a bit of a distraction from practicing.
a bit.
I believe he's the defending champ too. So.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. He's not some schlep.
No, this is a big deal, Virginia.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Alrighty, it is time to check into some digital drama that we've got here. Interesting post. Thank you. Whenever you see some good drama on your social media feed, just do a screenshot, send it to us, mail at kvjshow.com. I've already had people named Brandon say, yeah, you know what? I get this, dude. I'm getting sick of the Brandon chant, too. Let's go, Brandon, that you hear all over the place.
People are texting that in.
Yes. Somebody said, yeah, I get it. Because, yeah, when I said that this is coming up, another Brandon's like, yeah, trust me. The Let's Go Brandon's getting old.
Tough couple years for Brandons and Karens.
Yeah, it's been tough.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if you're Brandon and you're married to a Karen, the 2 of you have to be ready to jump off a cliff.
Yeah. Yeah. The name's got hijacked.
That would suck.
Okay, I'll play the role of Brandon here today. We have got Jaybird. You're going to be doing a couple of roles, both Omar and Kimber.
Whoa, dual role, Denny.
Wow.
Virginia's going to be playing the role of Debbie, and Denny's you'll be Charlie that we have here on this thread about Let's Go Brandon. Here's what Brandon has to say to kick it all off.
If one more person says, let's go, Brandon, to me, I'm going to lose my mind on them. I get it. My name is Brandon. Now shut up about it already. I'm seriously thinking about changing my name. Hashtag so over it.
Here comes Charlie. Sounds like it's Brandon's time of the month. Dude, do you need to borrow some of my wife's tampons? Just roll with it. It's not a big deal.
Well, that's easy for you to say, Charlie. All my managers at work are saying, hey, let's go, Brandon. They do it all the time, and it's getting so annoying. Now everybody at work is saying it. Everywhere I go, at home even, people are saying it. It's considered hate speech, you know. Also, mind your own business, Charlie. I don't have to explain my opinion to you.
Oh, let's go, Brandon. Don't be such a wussy. It's funny. Be happy that your bosses are engaging with you. Don't become one of those softy, left-wing liberals. Our country needs a slogan like, let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon is an offensive term and should be banned. It's modern-day dog whistling. Brandon, you have every right to feel the way you do. Nah, I'm just kidding. That S-bomb is hilarious. Hashtag let's go, Brandon.
That's hilarious, Omar. I thought you were serious at first. Brandon, here's some advice, pumpkin. If you hate your name so much, just change it or get thicker skin, sweetie.
Here comes Kimber. A college professor says "Let's go, Brandon" is hate speech and should be removed from our language. I love my professor because he supports me being non-binary. We need more of that kind of leadership in our education system. If my professor says "Let's go, Brandon" is wrong, believe me, it's wrong. My professor is mad smart.
Whoa, Kimber's post just made my brain explode. That professor is insane and has zero business being an educator, especially in college. I hate that my blood is boiling right now. I gotta log off.
Kimber is 100% correct in what she is saying. "Let's go, Brandon" is wrong, and it's annoying, and it's hateful. Just stop being such sheep, people. Think for yourself.
Charlie comes back with hashtag "Let's go, Brandon."
Then Debbie's like, hashtag "Let's go, Brandon."
Here comes Omar. Hashtag "Let's go, Brandon."
Now screw you guys.
Okay.
Well, I've seen a lot of people fighting about that on social media.
Really?
It went a lot like that.
I think there's some places that have actually started to ban the chant.
I was emceeing an event, and this group of people was kind of giving me a hard time. They're like, "You need to go on the mic and say 'Let's go, Brandon.'" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
What?
Look, I'm not getting involved. I didn't even know what it meant at the time because it was like a few months ago.
I'm not trying to get involved in this. I'm just here.
I just know it's polarizing, and I am not stepping in a pile of that doo-doo.
That's not the kind of drama you like. You like other kind of drama, not that kind.
No.
Yeah, anymore, you never know. You can't say anything somebody tells you to say on a live mic.
You can't.
No, definitely.
Kevin, that's why anytime I'm doing a Facebook Live from the KVJ account, and I see people walking up that I haven't talked, all right, guys, gotta go. I have no idea what they're going to say.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's rogue.
Everyone's rogue, man.
Mm-hmm. Got another thread here from John. He's upset because his girlfriend let some dude that she works with braid her hair.
Oh.
He's jealous, and he takes it to social media to rant.
Speaking of, Mama, I got some rubber bands. If we do it. All right, never mind. Never mind.
I had to braid so much over Christmas.
Right.
I'm like,
You won't play today. All right, never mind.
I'll play the role of John in this thread. Virginia, you can be Wendy. Bird, you're going to be Kendra. And Denny's, you'll play the role of Tim. Okay. Here's what John had to say. So my girlfriend just got her hair braided by some guy that she works with. She doesn't understand why I have a problem with this. The guy's single, and he's good looking. He's a known ladies' man, and I'm the one who's overreacting. Whatever.
Here comes Kendra. I cannot believe you are posting this on social media. I told you 8 billion times. It was not a big deal. Stop being so insecure, and please stop posting about this publicly. We are being that couple right now.
You told me that you guys had a drink after work and he braided your hair. How's that okay to do to me? I would never, ever do that to you. That guy learned how to braid hair just so he could pick up chicks. Stop being so naive and dumb.
I cannot believe you just called me dumb publicly. I graduated with a 2.9 GPA from UF. I'm not dumb, so take it back. Take it back.
Should you guys really be talking about all this on social media? You're both going to regret this. I am getting a ton of text messages about this thread. Take a breather, guys. Talk it out in the morning. Do it in person, not on social media. Kendra, you need to call me.
Yeah, if you're so smart, Kendra, why are you still slinging drinks at Chili's, huh?
Damn.
You graduated 5 years ago. Now all you like to do is get drinks with guys you work with and get your hair braided by them.
Oh.
Here comes Tim. Damn, John, that was pretty harsh. Wendy is right. You shouldn't be talking like this on social media. Also, I want to defend Chili's real quick. I used to work there, and it was a great experience. At least for me, anyway.
Okay, so this is the next day. We'll pick this up. It's hours later here, and John says, y'all, Kendra and I worked it all out. We're doing great this morning. I was drunk. She was drunk. You know how it goes. I love you, Kendra, more than the air that I breathe. You're my sun. You're my life. You truly are my soulmate.
Here comes Kendra. I love you, John. You complete the hole that is missing. You always have my back, handsome. I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, man.
They are that couple.
How lovely is that? Huh? I'm glad one finally worked out. Fun drama.
Love is back, everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Love is back.
For 2022. All right, time for another round of Do It, Bitch. All right, here we go. Time to pair up the show members, find out who's going to be on what team here today. Have we done a drawing to find out who it's going to be?
We have the cup right here, Kev.
All right, pull it out. Let's see what we got here today, Virginia.
Am I picking my partner?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Denny's.
Oh, look at that.
You were my partner last week.
The random draw has been kind of flawed.
All right, Suits, me and you will just switch. You be the gambler this week, brother.
Okay. All right. And Virginia, do you know what you want to do with your team?
I think we have to switch, right? Yeah, because last week he was the one and I was the gambler.
So I'll be the gambler this time, Kevin.
Okay, here we go. All right, so the name of the game is knowing your partner and how many they can get on a certain topic in 10 seconds. It's a best out of 5 here.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Do you want to do a Do It Bitch theme song?
Oh, we have one?
We do? Well, yeah, we've had it for 2 weeks now.
Oh, I forgot. Christmas break, lots of Kahlua.
Okay.
Listen up, y'all, cause here's the sitch. It's time for another round of Do It, Bitch. Do it, bitch.
Do it, bitch.
Do it, bitch. Do it, bitch. Do it, do it, do it, bitch.
Do It Bitch.
I love it. Play it again.
Okay. Screw the game. Just keep playing the theme.
Second verse, same as the first. Do it, bitch.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with Virginia and Danny's here. The first topic that we got is NFL teams with animal mascots.
Ooh.
Okay, now you're trying to figure out here with Virginia. Denny's, how many do you think that she can get in 10 seconds?
She knows her teams.
She does. But the odd thing about this is Denny has no idea how many NFL teams have animal mascots.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back. I hope a lot of them do.
Yeah. So
I'm going to start it off at 6. I think Virginia can get at least 6.
All right, 6. All right, that's a really solid number there. Okay. What do you think here? Suits, how are you calling this?
There are a lot of NFL teams that have animal mascots.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bird can do 7.
Bird can do 7. Okay, Denny's. What do you think here?
It feels like a lot. I'm going to say do it, bitch. 7.
Okay.
Come on, Bird.
Bird's got to name 7 NFL teams with animal mascots. I was really surprised Suits took it up a notch, but let's see how Bird can do here. 10 seconds.
I'm going blank.
On the clock. Your time begins now.
Rams, Bears, Dolphins, Bears, Rams.
Oh, man.
Eagles, Falcons,
Ravens,
Panthers.
Seahawks,
Oh, geez.
Broncos.
That's so hard.
Bengals.
I drew a blank right when I saw him go. Blank.
It's hard.
That's so
It
hard.
is so
I was trying
hard.
to go through them, and I had.
There's not that many. There's a lot of teams that don't have an animal. And those kept jumping in my head.
Yeah, but Buccaneers kept coming at me. Why were the Bucks at me? Damn it. Oh, man, I am off, dog. That's on the board, and I'm sorry.
That's hard.
Okay,
that was
a tough
hard.
one.
It wasn't hard. I blew it. I suck.
No, man.
Don't beat yourself
Thank God
up.
Denny's is here to console Bird.
Thanks, Denny's. Gosh, this is such an intense game.
Oh, this game gives me anxiety.
The gambler's way easier, man.
It is and it isn't, though, because when you blow it on the gambling, it feels so bad.
Okay. Next round, we go to Team Jaybird and Suits. Suits is the gambler. Okay, our next topic here in Do It Bitch, companies with 3-letter acronyms. 3-letter acronyms. Companies with 3-letter acronyms. Suits, how many can Jaybird name in 10 seconds?
I'll say Bird can name 4.
4. Okay. Denny's, what do you think?
I think Virginia could do 5.
Okay. Suits.
I am going to say do it, bitch.
Okay. All right. So we are at 5 for Virginia. You're going to name 5 in 10 seconds. Companies with 3-letter acronyms. Your time begins now.
KVJ, ABC, NBC, CBS, TNT, HBO, HSN.
We get it.
Okay.
HBO is CBS. I mean, half of those are owned by the same company.
No, they're independent, Suits. Nice
CBS
try.
Viacom.
I think we're listening to this one, Suits. I like your
They're
fighting.
still
that.
acronyms.
When we got the
though.
HSN, yeah, I don't know about that one because I don't know if that's a company. I was a network.
Home
We had
Shopping
two-
Network. It is a
is
huge
a company.
corporation.
It
Okay.
is, but there was 2 extra over. So even if we took 2 off.
Yeah.
I gave you 2.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, all
Yeah, I don't know you're going to win that one.
KVJ,
Suits.
we're not really a company.
Snoots, I get it, but she still had a bunch
Yeah,
of
I can
them.
take one
Oh,
off.
KVJ is definitely a company.
Yeah,
Damn,
that's true. It
so-
is.
so talking-
We're an LLC.
I know
You're
we
talking
do have
trash
an
about your
LLC.
own gig.
We got an LLC, actually.
Damn, Suits.
Damn, Suits, you didn't even know what LLC?
Limited liability.
Yeah.
We're registered with Sunbiz, bitch.
Yeah, it's true.
Kevin pays the
What
money
do you want?
every single year.
Suits, we lost, and you're embarrassing us.
Okay, wow, you're already down 2-zip here,
God,
Bird.
story of my life. Always
Best out
down
of 5. Yeah, up against the ropes here.
But you know what's great about being down 2-0, Suits? The comeback. The comeback's so sweet. Mwah.
Okay, here we
Shock the
go.
world.
All right.
All right, round 3 here. It could wrap up on this one. Back to Virginia and Denny's. All right, Denny's, our next topic is Smurfs. How many different Smurfs can Virginia name in 10 seconds?
Let's see. I'm going to start off at 5.
Okay. Suits, how many you think Jaybird can name?
I'll say 6.
Okay, Denny's.
I say do it.
Damn it! Damn it, Suits!
It's tough.
I thought you loved the Smurfs.
Okay, Jaybird has got to name 6 Smurfs
Feeling
in
so
10
hard.
seconds. All right, your time begins now.
Barbie Smurf, Giggins Smurf, Gargamel, Hottie Smurf, Horny Smurf, Blue Smurf, Smurf Jerf, Smurfy, Smurf!
Oh, no.
That was 0.
I don't know the Smurf stuff.
Smurfette.
Smurfette.
Papa
I thought you
Smurf.
loved those 80s TV shows.
Clumsy, Vanity, Brainy, Papa, Jokey.
I wasn't big on the Smurfs, dog.
I was going through the dwarfs.
I was too.
I would have started naming Sneezy,
Oh, me too.
Doc.
I was about to, but I knew those were wrong. I was at least hoping I landed on something.
Well, that was a clean sweep today.
Dang.
Congratulations to Virginia and Denny's picking up the
Denny's.
win.
Congrats, man.
Terrible round.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Terrible round. Suits, we gotta talk, buddy.
Okay.
The chat room's backing me up on that other one, though. I appreciate that.
The chat room's wrong a lot too.
Yeah. Okay, we got a punishment for Team Jaybird and Suits. We'll let you know what it is next. Time for the punishment part of Do It, Bitch. We had Jaybird and Suits getting swept today.
Suits taking this loss pretty hard.
I will die on the hill about that second one.
Oh, boy.
He didn't like the business acronym one that Virginia ran through.
He's saying we've done it before. There's all kind of
Oh,
kind
boy.
of talking going on.
Damn,
behind the
Well,
Suits.
I'm just saying is
It
that
might
a lot
happen.
of those are owned by other companies, is all my point was.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, you didn't say BNT.
Yeah.
The chat room saw me get up real quick. They thought I went back and to yell at Snooze.
There goes Bird.
Well, I thought there were a lot more Smurfs, so I will take credit on that one. Apparently, I don't know that there are not that many Smurfs.
I got a
Smurfette, Brainy.
I've never seen a Smurf, so I thought
the
there were a
Papa,
million.
and
of
then
them.
it
Papa
started-
Smurf,
and then
yeah.
I run out. Did
Jokey.
you watch them as a kid?
Yeah.
I wasn't really.
Vanity.
Yeah.
Vanity. Oh, I love
I do
Vanity
remember
Smurf.
Vanity.
That was a cute one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of any of them.
Okay, so the punishment we have today for Do It Bitch is the 2 losers must switch clothes for the rest of the show. And we need to do a before and after photo shoot as well. So if Virginia, you could have them, why don't you guys stand up against that blind? Virginia will snap a photo so we can do the
cute.
before. And then we'll send you boys off to go and switch. So the suit will actually be on the bird.
When's the last time the bird had a suit on?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
All right, I took a picture. There's the before.
Okay. All right, we'll have you guys go change, and we'll do the after coming up here in just a second.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm. Got an interesting piece of audio that somebody left for us on the Mic Drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app. And maybe you can sympathize with this. Virginia, have you ever not been in the mood and Panda wants to get frisky?
I think every wife has been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're tending to the kids. We're cooking dinner. We're doing all this other stuff, and he's like poking around.
Right, and then sometimes some of these guys feel like there's maybe an obligation or, I mean, I have a quota or come on.
Do your wifely duty, woman.
Right. I mean, come on. Why'd I marry you then?
I should have stayed single.
Right. Yeah, get anytime I want then. So listen to this and tell me if you ladies can relate. And is this a guy that really doesn't understand timing?
I have been struggling with COVID since December 19th. It is now currently January 8th. My husband has been complaining that I haven't been having sex with him. Not only do I have COVID, I hack up my lungs every 5 minutes. And when I do, because I have a leaky bladder, I pee all over myself. Then I've been having diarrhea, so I'm pooping all the time. So excuse me if I don't feel sexy to lay down and to have sex with my husband. I mean, what woman in their right mind would want to have sex with their husband while they're pooping all over themselves and they have COVID?
Yeah.
Am I being selfish or is he being a freaking idiot?
Okay.
Girl, you're right. You take a day
Girl.
or you take a week off.
You are so right. We are team girl on this one.
Yeah, well, it's been since December 19th. So
it doesn't matter.
He's saying, look, all right, we're going on about a month here.
Look, long COVID is real, y'all.
Yeah, and he wants it now.
He needs to be a little bit more compassionate to the fact that his wife is physically ill and has many different situations going on that she's not comfortable sharing her body with you during.
Boy, that voicemail was really loaded with a lot in there.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of emotion.
There was a lot.
That she left for. She really had to get a lot off her chest.
You need to let him know that he is not being a good husband by grilling you about this.
I'm just kind of curious. Have you ever been put in a bad situation or it just wasn't the right time and he can't read the room? Has there been a really inopportune time, Virginia, where you're like, really? Now this is what you want? Like, you really think that you're going to get that from me at this moment, considering what is happening?
Panda's really good at reading the room, and I think all I would have to do is just say the word diarrhea, and he'd be like,
okay.
Nope, I'm out.
Okay.
He would want nothing to do with any kind of intestinal issue sex.
There are certain buzzwords you can use. I think diarrhea being one of them.
Diarrhea is a
them.
great
To propel
one.
them.
All right, babe,
Yeah.
we're good.
We're good. We're
Like a
good.
movie night.
He would go take care of himself.
But some guys don't. Some guys are like, I don't care, I'll power through it. I've seen worse.
Oh, there are absolutely guys like that.
I don't know if I admire them or I just think, come on, guys who really can't read the room, but they want the nookie that bad that they just completely ignore the situation that their partner is in. Like the message we just got a second ago from the WRMF app with a woman who's been battling COVID since December 19th, and her husband is always trying to get some action, and she's got basically everything coming out of her body, and she's hacking out a lung, and he still is like, hey, what do you think? Maybe today?
I mean, dude, have a heart.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, I guess, have been in this kind of a situation. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, picture this. It's 2020. You got family in town. They're staying over. It's 3 a.m. You can't sleep because you have really bad chest pains to the point you think you're having a heart attack. Both your kids are sleeping in the bed with you, and your husband says, I know something that'll take your mind off of it. Let's do it.
Dude.
So you actually cave in because you can't sleep anyways, then 5 hours later you end up in the ER with pneumonia.
Oh, my.
Wow. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. How about that? Somebody said recently I had a stomach bug and I've been throwing up all day when the man wanted some loving. I ended up going through with it, but during the act, I threw up on him. Then he instantly stopped and threw up himself in the bathroom.
Well, isn't that a turn of events?
Wow. Okay. Somebody else texted and said, OMG, I can totally relate to this. My husband doesn't care how miserable I am. He has to have sex. I was sick. I had COVID. I had zero energy, and I still had to give it up. Even once after breaking my foot and having a full cast up to my knee, I had to give it up, and I was in pain. Wow.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, I don't know if that would fly.
You're not doing that, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What are we lost all our compassion in our marriage where this man needs to get his rocks off so bad that he doesn't care that you're in pain and he's going to make your current health situation worse to satisfy his own desires?
Yeah.
That he could go take care of in the shower?
And how do you feel about this text? It says, the biggest douche wants it right after his wife has just had a child. Would you agree or disagree with that, Virginia?
That's a pretty douchey thing.
Okay.
And your gynecologist says wait 6 weeks.
Okay.
So seriously, bruh.
Yeah. There you go. Some of these guys, man. No, I'm good. I don't care what's going on.
I couldn't imagine being married to a man like that. And that, girls, is why you need to have your own career and your own everything.
Okay.
So you don't have to answer to no man
that's
and
right,
give it up
girls.
when he wants it.
That's right.
Hell
what
no.
am I to you? I'm not just some kind of vessel, right?
No, we are equal up in here.
What am I to you, huh? Okay. Well, you can sound off and you can find some misery and company by texting us 877-979-WRMF.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. I got some really scary driving stories here. Pay attention, Florida. A lot of these pertain to you. If you're in Naples, got to watch out for these drunk soccer moms on golf carts.
I think every neighborhood, mine included.
Oh, yeah.
Where you have lots of golf carts and you have lots of people with tumblers, you should assume that a good portion of them are drinking.
Yeah, you had this mom in Naples who had been hitting the champagne pretty hard, and apparently she went to a festival in downtown, and they had it marked off where you just couldn't go. And a cop comes up, like, you can't go through here, lady. These are police barricades. She's like, oh, yeah, watch me.
Oh, no.
She keeps on going and runs over the cop's foot.
Girl.
Oh, yeah.
You are going to jail.
Yes, they quickly shut that down.
Damn.
They gave her a field sobriety test. She did not pass.
She ran over a cop's foot?
Yes. And quickly she was given a DUI charge.
I mean, sorry. I have no sympathy for you at that point.
Yeah. Another quick scary driving note here because there are so many Teslas on the road in South Florida, if you haven't noticed. Tesla has just added a new self-driving beta mode.
My girlfriend has it. I told you this the other day. My girlfriend is in the beta test group, and she put me in the car.
Uh-huh.
It's not just on the highway anymore. It's on, like, neighborhoods. She was going through my neighborhood, and she never touched the wheel or touched a pedal. The car comes to a stop at a stop sign, puts on its blinker, checks for oncoming traffic. When it sees none, it goes.
Do you know what mode she had it set on? Because what they're offering now in these beta tests is an option called assertive driving.
Oh, no. You had to be a non-assertive driver to be considered for the beta test. Like, her car watched her for like a month on the road to make sure that she wasn't driving like I drive, and making sure she was a responsible driver who stayed in the speed limit, didn't brake hard, like all the fun things. She wasn't allowed to do any of them. And then when she passed that observation period, she was then and only then allowed to be a beta test.
Okay. Well, they have this assertive driving mode in the beta.
Assertive driving mode.
They say it will shorten your follow distance It will allow you to change lanes more often. It will let you stay in the fast lane even if you're not passing someone, and it will allow your car to perform what's called rolling stops.
Wow. I don't know if that's good.
I'm not sure either, considering we have so many Teslas on the road here in South Florida. They could be dangerous if they're all set in assertive mode.
What are you doing, Muskie?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, look, we got Suits in here, except it's Jaybird.
Gosh.
Hey, guys, it's me, Suits. I'm about to do some traffic real quick.
They switched clothes.
Love it.
This is brilliant.
Here's Jaybird.
Oh, man.
Bigfoot is real.
Wow.
How weird does Suits look in my clothes?
Guys look so radically different. All right, Virginia, we got to take another after photo. Jaybird's got a paper tie on.
Move that chair.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Good tie.
Wow.
Nice tie today.
Oh, that's amazing. Look at what they look like in each other's clothes, paying off their do-it
No, your
bitch
tie looks
punishment
good.
here.
You look good. You look
Yeah, I
great.
get a photo there for the
All right.
gram.
3, 2, 1, cheese.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
If
The
you're
real punishment is we both. So during Do It Bitch, our armpits were sweating so bad. It's an intense game.
Yeah.
I put Suits' shirt on. Oh my gosh, his pits are so wet.
Oh, that's
They
so
both are
gross.
so wet.
I'm bagging. I'm like, oh my gosh, your armpits are terrible. And then the same thing happens to him with my shirt.
You want to talk?
Oh, that's so gnarly.
They switched everything, even like watch,
Yeah.
shoes.
I look like a shady lawyer. I'm trying to.
Yeah, you're like Better Call Saul.
I am definitely.
Yeah, I don't get the
Oh my
reference,
gosh.
but Denny says I look like I'm about to introduce Nirvana.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Did you have a story yesterday about a lawyer bringing in drugs?
Yes, Cambridge County, yeah.
You
yeah,
are the
be that
Oh,
guy.
here's my briefcase,
The
sir.
cocaine paper.
Yeah. Wow. If you want to see what they look like right now, you can go to KVJ TV on YouTube, just look for the KVJ Show, and see what Jaybird and Suits look like in each other's clothes.
Amazing.
Fun punishment.
Quite the transformation.
Got another story here in your whacked out news about a 60-year-old guy in Alabama got arrested for stealing a full set of metal bleachers from a public park.
Wow, did he carry them?
No, he hooked them up to the back of his truck. And he started dragging them down the street about a mile and a half. A cop's like, dude?
A mile and a half
Yeah.
of dragging metal?
Metal bleachers. That's what you do in Alabama.
Was he drunk?
It's Alabama.
So yes.
A woman in the UK accidentally put her groceries in the wrong car. I say the car was the same model as hers and it was unlocked. So she puts the groceries in the wrong car that looks just like hers. She goes and returns her cart to the cart corral. And then somehow when she goes back, she actually goes to the right car, drives home, and then can't figure out why she has no groceries in her trunk. She had to call the police and they had to sort the whole problem out. And through cameras, they would be like, here you put your groceries in someone else's car that looks just like yours. And then you got in your car and drove home with no groceries.
I'm laughing, but I could so do that.
That's pretty amazing, huh? 2 LA police officers who chased down a Pokemon character instead of responding to burglars they should have been chasing down.
They were playing Pokemon Go?
Yeah, and there was a robbery going on, and they were supposed to be following the suspects of the robbery, but they were just hot on the trail of, I don't know,
A Pokemon Go character. Yeah, you have to like find them. They're out and about amongst us.
Is that coming back? I remember that was a big deal a long time ago, and then you said people were playing it in New York?
Yes, lots of people in New York City were playing it because Mags' boyfriend was playing it.
Did it never go away, and there's still just a subset of people who still love it?
Yes.
Got ya.
Yeah, 5 years now that thing's been around.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys actually were fired in 2017. It's a story now because they lost their appeal. They were saying that, the court, that they violated their privacy by going on and finding their gadgets because they're trying to figure out, why is no one pursuing this burglary suspect? And then they went in and they found out that they were, chasing Pokemon. In fact, they were listening to some of the recordings that they had from their phone, and they were saying, don't run away, don't run away.
They weren't talking to burglars.
Yeah, and the other one was like, man, you got ultra bald. Yeah, and they're like, what? What are we talking about
They
here?
were talking to Pikachu.
Yeah. So there you go. And apparently one said, oh, man, this thing's fighting the crap out of me. And they're like, who are they fighting? I don't get this. And then they realized, oh, they're playing Pokemon.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They say vaccination rates are soaring in Quebec after the government there started requiring the shot to buy alcohol and weed. That's all it took, huh?
Okay. Well, that's how you get me.
Yeah, or stick me anywhere you want.
That would get people.
Stick me twice. Let's go. They were giving out cash money in Louisiana. They were giving people $100 bills.
Oh, really?
I made a left turn in Publix, and I was walking right through the COVID line again. I don't think...
You just had your 8th booster?
COVID testing or vaccination shots?
Do you know where they get the shots at Publix?
Yeah.
Well, it's right by where I get my soaps and my deodorant. And every time I forget, and I make this left-hand turn, and I am knee-deep in all these old people. I'm getting a shot right now.
My 12th booster.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get my deodorant.
A 57-year-old Maryland man is doing well 3 days after receiving a genetically modified pig heart in a first-of-its-kind transplant surgery.
Did you just find this like crazy and alarming? And I didn't realize they were doing this?
It's pretty amazing what they can do. And, you know, anybody who is on one of those donor lists, how great is that they can really start, you know, manufacturing and harvesting other different ways to get people who need these organs, their organs.
Okay, you go to the doctor and you find out, they go, Kevin Ross, we got some news for you. You have a baboon's heart. You got a transplant when you were a young kid. Does that change how you are as a person, knowing you have a baboon's heart? It's like that movie. There's a movie about that where a guy has a baboon's heart.
It explained the color of my butt.
You're right. You got the nice baboon's booty.
Yeah. I'm all good. If that thing's ticking, I'm all right.
I'd be okay with it. Would that rock your world?
Yeah. That would be bizarre. That would be real bizarre.
It's bizarre, but you can get through it.
I guess, but I would just question everything.
And this is kind of crazy. They found a 32-foot-long sea dragon skeleton dating back around 180 million years in the UK.
That's just my game.
It's called the sea dragon because of the large eyes and teeth this thing has, and they say the skull weighs about a ton.
Ooh.
How crazy. Imagine what scary creatures were around 180 million years ago. Insane stuff, huh?
Back then, I think the moon scared people.
Oh, I'm sure. Everything. And then you had sea dragons? What the heck, man? I guess you want to be cool, but I can see where this would get you hot. Got an email that says, my ex's fiance is sleeping naked with our son.
Oh, hell no. Could you imagine?
This is tricky.
I would be livid.
Yeah, this is a tricky one here. It says, my husband and I divorced 3 years ago. Our son was 2 at the time. The split was amicable, and we've been very cordial in our parenting, so I want to approach this delicately. My ex recently got engaged. His fiancée is younger than him and very attractive. We share custody, and he gets my son every other weekend. Several times after my son's most recent visits, he has come home saying that Dad's fiancée is sleeping naked. He used her by name. I'll keep that out of this. Says, only being 5, my son has a tendency to crawl into bed with us, especially if he is having a nightmare. I'm sure he's doing the same with my ex. I don't give much of a response when my son says this to me, as I've been trying to process just how to handle it. I don't want to make nudity something that's taboo, but I do want my son to understand boundaries and when he himself needs to be modest. How can I do this, though, if it's not being modeled for him at my ex's by the adults that are in the house? So I'm wondering what I say, if anything, to my ex about his fiancé and my son about what he's seeing.
So imagine this. This would be like if me and Panda had split up, and then Panda had a new fiance in the bed with Rocco.
Yes.
And she was naked.
Yes. That's what's going on.
I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind.
Objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
I feel like I need to say that because I'm in this cheap lawyer suit.
Okay.
You look very impressive in that outfit.
And the suit doesn't make it cheap. It's the man.
Okay. The objection that I would say if I were interjecting here in a court of law is I would say, look, we are sleeping in our own bed, in our own room, as we want to sleep. She's always slept naked. She has the freedom and right to sleep naked. It is our son that is coming in. She is still undercover, and it's not like skin is touching skin. Clearly, though, the kid is noticing. So somehow she's being exposed to the point where he would know that she's not wearing clothes when they sleep. But that might be his argument. So what would you still say if Panda came to you with that, Virginia?
I would just say, look, she's not his mother. She's no blood relation to him, so he should never see her naked, much less be laying in the bed next to her naked. Kids do this. Kids climb into bed with their parents when they're scared. That's just a part of kids. But she needs to understand now she's going to be a stepmom and she's going to have to curtail her naked sleeping. Either that or I'm going to have to stab her in the throat.
Objection, you're Kevin. I don't have kids. I have nothing to add. That's all. That's it.
You rest?
I rest.
Okay, so how do you handle this? And, somebody's saying, Kev baited us a bit because she's not sleeping with the kid. The kid is hopping in the bed with the adults, but the kid then sleeps the night in the bed. So,
right.
And
she knows he's going to do this if it's a pattern.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. Okay, kid, sorry, you're not allowed to sleep in the adult bed. We're going to make sure you stay in your room. You can have rules as parents, You're allowed to set boundaries and say you can't do this or that. If you are the adult, I know it's a weird. Wait a minute, I have kids. What am I talking about?
She needs to just put on some clothes just while he's staying there overnight. How hard is that?
If everyone was just a little bit #be cool, the world would be such a better place. Yeah, if the kid's coming over once in a while, you put clothes on that night. Or you have a talk and say you're not allowed in the room. One of the two. But you can't have the kid in there laying with you.
And KJ has a good possible idea as well. Look, if this fiance won't sleep in clothes, then the dad, the ex, needs to go sleep in the kid's bed with the kid.
There you go.
So the kid feels better.
Absolutely.
And I get why you don't want to start a feud and a war over this, but I feel like you are entitled as the mom to say something to your ex, to say on several occasions, our son has come home to say that your fiance sleeps naked. And I'm not comfortable with this, and we need to come up with a solution for it. And here's some ideas.
Communication's a hell of a drug.
And if he and she, this new young hot piece, won't change their behavior and they continue to be naked in the bed with your child, I think you have to go back to your divorce attorney and say, hey, we've got a problem with our custody arrangement and here's what it is, and see what they legally say and advise you.
Did somebody say attorney? Sustain, Virginia.
How does the court step in to rule that? Because somebody said, too, this kid may be using the word naked, but she could be in lingerie or something that is not completely naked. What would a court do to step in to discern what is proper bedtime attire if you're going to have a kid in the bed with you?
What they would do is they would get all the details of the case. They would look into it, investigate. They would realize that there's nothing sexual going on. The kid's crawling into bed. If they can figure all that out, and that does prove, I don't think there's much that can happen.
Even if there's nothing sexual, it's inappropriate.
Well, I'm saying,
that's what I'm wondering, if a court would a court interject if they found out that this woman, who is just a fiance, not even officially a stepmom, is not wearing clothes while I think, would he be 5? The kid would be 5. While a 5-year-old boy that is not hers biologically is sleeping in the same bed?
Yeah, I don't know what the court would say.
If they prove that there's nothing, terrible going on, it's just the kid, just staying in the bed, there's no crime being committed.
So you don't think the court would?
Kevin, I went to law school for 3 semesters.
Did you?
No, I'm doing the character here. Come on. Don't make me break the fourth wall.
Because imagine the worst case pig-headed scenario where this mom goes to her ex and says, I don't want your fiance nude, and she is, let's say, completely nude around our 5-year-old son. And I don't care if it's her bed and she's sleeping naked and he comes into the bed. That can't happen. And he's like, well, sorry. She said she's not putting on clothes and our son keeps coming in. So suck it.
Well, y'all, if that's the case, then just communicate with people. If the mom or the fiance or whatever, the woman that's naked, if she wants to stay naked in her own house, she's allowed to do that in her own room. If the kid keeps coming in and they tell the kid not to come in, now there's a discipline problem. be parents here. No? Am I off
It's
here?
tricky, though. The kid's little. He's 5, and a lot of kids do this.
But the dad can go in there and be with the kid.
The dad needs to get up and go into the room with his son, into his son's room.
It's the easiest solution in the world.
And leave a old naked nasty girl in the bed by herself.
Yeah, but let's just say that they don't want to play ball. And he's like, it's not a problem. Why is this a big deal? And she tries to take it to court. That's why I'm just kind of curious. Let's say you did get where you had a pig-headed case on the other side where they're like, it's not a problem. And then I'm just kind of curious what a court would rule.
This has probably happened.
Yeah, would they step up and say that this is inappropriate and you're either going to get dressed or you're going to lose custody? I'm just kind of curious what a court, how they would rule on that.
Yeah, if anybody knows about a legal precedent that's been set.
Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if this is true too. Keither in the chat room said this conversation would be completely different too if you were talking about the 5-year-old being a girl and it being the fiance being a man.
Totally, yes.
Objection, Keither.
So,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with him.
We need to look at it the same. Dong or boobs. It's not right for that child to be in that bed with a naked grown-up that's not their family.
Mm-hmm. One text says, I sleep naked and my stepson knows this. If he comes in the room while we're sleeping, that's on him.
Yeah, so you keep bringing up court and all that. If there's nothing inappropriate going on other than the kid coming in, the kid keeps coming in, if they're able to prove that, they're not going to throw the book at that lady because she's not doing anything wrong. She's sleeping and the kid's going in there.
Well, this has nothing to do with her. They can't throw the book at her, period. It would be him that would lose some sort of custody if the court says, no, you're not doing this right. The kid's going to stay more with his mom than with his dad.
But all they would have to do in court is go, yes, Your Honor, we have told our son not to come in the room. We're aware it's a problem. We agree it is inappropriate, but he's doing it on his own and we're trying to fix the problem. There's nothing inappropriate going on. The kid just keeps going in there, Your Honor. My client is innocent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just curious if anybody has had to deal with this because apparently there is some issues with stepkids or not even stepkids coming in that are being a little bit of nudity. Has anybody actually had to take this all the way to court? And how
Great
would they
question.
rule it?
Yeah.
Just kind of curious.
And would every judge be different?
They might be. So your ex-husband's got a new fiance. She likes to sleep naked. You got a 5-year-old son that gets scared, and when he stays at their house, he goes into bed with them, and then he comes home and tells you about it the following day, and you're just not one to rock the boat too much, but you're not real comfortable with your 5-year-old son being in the same bed with your ex's naked fiance.
When you are in a relationship and there's a kid involved and it wasn't your kid and you're like, well, this is how I am. You got to make adjustments if you're going to be in a relationship with a kid. You do have to make adjustments.
You should if you're being cool.
Well, if you're going to be hashtag be cool and you're going to be in a relationship where there's a kid involved, yeah, you can't do all the things you do normally.
You should try, for the sake of that child, to respect that child's mother. And
yes, absolutely.
You should do everything you can to show that child that I care about your mom's opinion.
Yeah, that's the way to handle it.
That is the way to handle it because that woman's going to be with your child, and you're going to be with. It's just the right thing by the kid. Put your own self aside and do right by the kid.
Now we want to make this clear at our law firm. If there's no kid involved, we are very pro the woman sleeping naked. We love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we're talking about the most extreme where nobody's being cool, and you're like, gosh, how are you so uncool?
When somebody doesn't compromise, you got to compromise. When we all have an ego.
You do.
Everybody on the planet has some form of an ego, and even when things don't work out for you, you got to ask yourself, is a war worth this, or do I got to kind of compromise a little bit for a little bit of peace?
Right. So this is only how to handle the people who will not compromise. And somebody texted in and said, just tell the mom to call DCF. It's completely inappropriate, and she should be arrested and charged as a sex offender.
Oh boy,
that's the next level.
I don't want all that.
Whoa.
See, that's where we got it. That's why people always fight, because people go to extremes too often, and we need more of the middle. Compromise, bringing people together. That's what we do with my law firm.
Yes, lawyer
Yes.
Jaber.
We bring cocaine people together with pop people, Virginia. We bring it all together.
Well, the person who sent the email, I hope that you can find some peace somewhere in the middle.
We helped you nothing.
We'll see.
We did nothing.
Might be something different out at the bars as you're heading out in South Florida. non-alcoholic cocktails. Now, this is what I don't necessarily get because they say the market is exploding, including a new line from Katy Perry, who's got her own sparkling non-alcoholic drinks called De Soy.
I'm already annoyed. You've got non-alcoholic and Katy Perry.
Yes.
I'm out.
What a buzzkill combo, huh? Katy Perry's beverages, they say, are made with adaptogens that supposedly offer fresh flavor and benefits like brightening a mood or helping to relax.
What?
I'm not buying any of that crap. Come on.
We need to have a who's more annoying celebrity tournament. Throw her in there.
Well, what I think is crazy about this is non-alcoholic cocktails that cost pretty much the same as cocktails with actual liquor. Could you imagine going to Subway and spending $25 on a cocktail that doesn't give you any kind of buzz?
I have. It's at a place called Sugar on South Beach. It's where kids go and they get these big, huge goblet cocktails with gummy bears, and they're smoking and they're having the $25 cocktail with no alcohol in it.
It's called water in Sobe. Can I have a bottle of water? Yeah, that'll be $25, please. Yeah, it's water.
They got a lot of balls.
They have annoying.
And that's why I travel with a cooler. Right there.
See, that's where you hybrid with redneck and fancy. She's going to Sobe, but she's bringing a redneck cooler with
I'm bringing my own cooler and my own tumbler. Let's go.
That's how you got to do it. That's the only kind of fancy I can roll with. People who once were not fancy.
Well, the thing that I will tell you is if you are at a bar and you're trying not to drink, it is tricky to find a beverage that has a little bit of flavor, is kind of tasty, that you like, that doesn't have alcohol. It's like they've never really made that.
Gosh, I've never done that.
I know. Well, especially a lot of people now during dry January are trying to go out, still be social, not have alcohol during this month. And they say last year at this time, sales of non-alcoholic cocktails went through the roof. And that's why Katy Perry now today has her own line of sparkling non-alcoholic drinks. I don't know why these bars don't already carry, because there's a lot of beverages that are on the market, I think, because I'm a non-sugar guy and I drink stuff and they don't have alcohol in them.
Katy Perry's drink sounds great. I just want to add a little vodka to it.
Right, exactly. And this is for people that don't want any kind of booze. It's not any kind of mixer. And what I don't like is you're going to give me a beverage with no alcohol and I got to pay the same price. That to me is what's kind of crazy with all this. So if you do want any kind of drink just to blend in, or you're a little bit thirsty and you don't necessarily want a tap water, you're going to have to pay the same prices, apparently. They say that people are wanting the taste of good cocktails without the hangover, and they want something to drink at parties. And I get all that. Again, I just don't get how you get off charging the same amount of money for a non-alcoholic cocktail as you do with one with alcohol.
In my circle of friends, we call that Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Just drink a LaCroix or whatever.
Stop making life so hard.
Do most bars have a LaCroix? If
Yeah.
you went to a bar, is that something you're typically
Yes.
going to see at all bars?
And if they don't have a LaCroix, all they got to do is hit the soda water on the gun, squirt a little fresh lime juice, bam, here you go.
I've had that. I find that gnarly,
It is.
though. I'm not a fan
Put a
of that
splash
drink.
of OJ. Put a splash of pineapple. You can do a little bit to it.
Splash of OJ, it's 11 calories, Virginia.
Yeah, well, if you have people do the keto stuff, they ain't going to do the OJ.
It's too sweet, right?
Well, yeah, it's the sugar. Yeah, so it's like for me, I get those beverages that are the zero sugar beverages that have some flavor, and they're non-alcoholic, and they don't seem to be carrying those when you go to a bar. That's always kind of the struggle. So for me, typically what I get is a sugar-free Red Bull.
If you're going to a bar, why aren't you drinking? It's like going to a comedy club. I don't want to laugh. I'm not sure. Let's go to the pool and not get wet.
Well,
I'm going to go shopping and not spend a dime.
That's what they're saying. I know the alcoholics in this room don't get it, but there are actually people that like to go out and they're just not drinking. In fact, they say that there's kind of a growing trend, and especially this month in the dry January, that, hey, I want to be social. I want to go out. Maybe I'm watching my weight. Maybe I just don't want to drink. Maybe I can't drink. I don't know, whatever it is. whatever your choices are, but they say that's what they say is growing. The amount of people that still want to go out to bars and socialize but don't want alcohol in their beverages.
These are the people that'll be in your group, and then when you catch a buzz, they take a video of you doing something stupid because they're still sober. No, we don't party with these people because they're rats.
It's a trap.
We don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Go party with your other non-alcoholic, dry January, boring lamos.
I'm not trying to turn this into drunkards versus the sober people.
I am.
As my friend over here is trying to do.
Let's joust.
Well, there's going to be a growing number of people up against you, I think, Virginia, from the sounds of it.
I'll take them all on.
They're the kind of people that wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go jogging. You're so much better than us.
Look, none of my friends are doing this. I can promise you that.
In fact, Virginia's so good, she's already been drinking today.
She has.
I have.
been.
Yes.
I had Kahlua
That's how
in my
much she loves her
coffee.
alcohol.
That's my girl. That's why she's a client.
Wet January.
Yeah, someone tried to get me to do dry January. It's like, oh, okay, what entails like weed too? Like, oh, everything. You're cutting everything out, bro.
That's
is
it.
that it? Really?
Break up.
I'm like, we're not really friends.
Break up.
That doesn't make sense to me. If you try to make dry January about weed, it's dry because you're not having the wet alcohol, correct? The beverage?
I think the way they're going about it is no toxins, no alcohol, no weed.
Great, have fun. Just don't bring me down with your misery.
But to me, dry January is not the right word. It's boring January.
Yeah. Everything, never go to extremes. Trust me, I live in
sober
extremes.
January. Dry January doesn't seem like the right word for you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Dry seems like you're staying off the alcohol.
We always keep it wet over here.
Whoa. Uh-huh. We like a WAP. Wet ass pizza.
Okay. Did I tell you guys this before? I'd seen this. I thought maybe I brought it up. Speaking of the pizza. You ever heard that thing about why you never get your pizza cut when you order it?
Yes, you did tell us this.
You did. I forgot it, though.
It makes it not as good.
Yeah. I had brought it up, but I'm like, yeah, if you forgot it, which I figure maybe somebody in here might, that it's a good thing to know. They say that when you order a pizza, do not get it cut. And the reason why you don't want your pizza cut is because what will happen is the sauce and cheese and all that will start to kind of run down into the crust. And if you don't get it cut, it remains crispier. The contents of the top of your pizza, they don't start to shift and move in the delivery. And then a lot of times when they cut your pizza, the cheese will just kind of mold itself back together anyway. So they say just tell them when you get a pizza, don't cut it. Do it when you get home. It's simple and easy to do, and your pizza is going to be more high quality if you do it that way.
I'm going to try that. I forgot to do it like you said, and I really want to try it.
Yeah.
I've got pizza cutters at home, so I can do it myself.
Most people do. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of...
Damn it, I had something I was going to say.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had a great pizza question I was going to have, and Virginia cut me off.
It's all right, we'll wait.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. What was it?
I can't remember, but it was very important to ask Fat Kevin this. Damn it. Objection. All right, I'm out. I got nothing. Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry.
No, I'm just... I did have an important pizza question to ask him. My memory's off today, man. I don't know. I'm not
You need some Kahlua.
Do I, Kevin?
It's the sobriety that is affecting his mind.
Well, it's wet January.
Yeah.
It's wet Jan.
It's wet January, man. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? And neither option's going to be good. But you got to choose one. Would you rather drink water from a vase that has 2-week-old flowers or eat a 3-foot spider web?
I thought about this because that is a great question. And I have dealt extensively with both things.
Okay.
I love fresh flowers. I have them a lot. I definitely keep them way past the point where they should probably be tossed. So I know what that water looks like. It starts to grow mold and funk and it stinks.
Yeah.
I'm eating the spider web.
I could not disagree more with the witch. I mean, you've got spider larva, you've got spider poop, You've got spider fluids, if you will.
I cannot drink that moldy old flower water. I can't do it. I've seen too much of it.
Ace of Ace. I'm going with the vase.
Ace of Ace, huh? Yeah. I come with you for the same reasons.
Could we do that for a punishment? Is that too far? Is it too gross?
That's too far.
You guys are...
You're going to get sick.
Okay, well, it's over, Kev. That bit's dead.
Yep.
Virginia,
Cross one off.
Just kill that one real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want you to die. Oh, I'm so sorry because I don't want you to get sick and die.
Send that to the guy who keeps telling us we need new bits.
Yeah, tweet at Virginia.
Yeah.
She's killed that.
Here's what's going on. This is why.
So sorry for being the voice of reason.
Why every
You're the
segment's on a
voice
brand
of
new
reason.
bit.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's
with
how
that
crazy
noise.
you are.
Well, I am.
I am the voice of reason.
I am crazy. I do
know.
know that. Who am
I know.
I like it.
Y'all are both insane. You're entertaining it.
Kevin might be even more crazier because he's quiet crazy. I'm the
I
look
am.
at me.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I need attention. He is. I'm quiet. I'm methodical. I'm plotting. I've got
Gotta
bodies
watch
in the
out.
basement.
Yeah.
I'm secretly insane.
Yeah. That's right. If you only knew what was going on in my mind.
I would like to know, honestly.
Oh, he's going to kill me
Scary.
first.
We all are.
Oh. I know.
All right. What about this? Would you rather have a missing finger or an extra toe?
Extra toe.
Yeah, extra toe, Kevin, all day.
Oh, yeah.
I would think so too. The only concern I have right now is how many pairs of shoes I wouldn't be able to wear comfortably with an extra toe.
Oh, I would be a toe ho. Everything you would, I'd always be peeping that 11th toe, or 12th.
But here's the thing. It's another big toe and it's right next to your other big toe.
More to decorate. Oh, yeah. Just my game.
Oh, it's a big toe.
It's a big toe right next to, imagine your foot right now. I'm just going to take another big toe, the exact same size as the one you have, and put it right beside that other big toe. Now think about all the shoes that you can't wear, Virginia, unless you cut a hole in the side of the shoe.
I still go toe, but man, I wish it would have been an extra pinky.
With the toe hose.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna paint them, a little bling up on that thing.
He would love it.
I would.
You're giving him a prize.
In fact, I
Right.
would love 12 big toes on my feet. If I had an option box when I was being born, yep, give me the 12 big toes.
Okay. And what about this? Would you rather have herpes for life or walk around every day with no teeth?
Question:
Yeah.
Are you able to? You're not able. You can't put dentures in. You're gonna have open mouth constantly.
Yeah, you always have to show off that you have no teeth. Yeah, can't change that. Just like you
that-
can't change the herpes, you can't change the.
I'm going to take herpes.
I think I'm taking the herpes, dog.
I can't have no teeth. Think about how that would affect you in every single face-to-face engagement you had.
That's the front of the house. Just get with somebody else who has herpes, and you guys can make love together, and it's all good. There's more of a winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bad is herpes? Doesn't it, just flare up occasionally? It's not like it's with you all the time.
It's different for everybody. It's a lifetime thing, but it's different for everybody. There's things you
a
can
lifetime
do.
subscription.
It's a lifetime subscription.
I have a lifetime subscription to herpes.
But there's people who report having one outbreak once in their life and never again.
Wow.
So
this is a no-brainer then.
There's medicine, too.
Yeah, I feel like we can work with, although you can get new teeth too, but you're saying with this deal,
You can't have the teeth.
Even if you had new teeth right there, you can't put them in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think
Can't alter the deal.
I think we're going to get some Slurpees and get some herpes.
Slurpees and herpes.
Yeah.
That's a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
What are you going with, herpes?
I'm gonna go with the herpes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the sensible move.
You can hide that. You can't hide no teeth.
It's always the question, can you make it work? Can you make no teeth work?
No.
Can you make herpes? You can make herpes work.
You can.
No
Yeah.
teeth is harder to make work. And I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad who has no teeth.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's Kevin's question.
Gabriel looking so nice in Suits' suit today. You can watch him on KVJ TV right now. That was part of the punishment for them losing Do It Bitch. They had to swap clothes. And man, oh man, you really pop in a suit. I'm telling you. You look
that's
fantastic.
Very kind of you, Kevin.
Gosh, you look amazing in that.
I want to get some more suits. I want to get a bunch of them, but I don't want to go to
Suits are good for you.
I don't want to go to the Goodwill store again.
No, dude. Take it to the real, suit maker.
No, dude.
Dude,
stop buying $7 suits.
Stop buying outfits that old men died in.
I mean, Yeah, you wonder why my closet's haunted.
You should get some fresh, tailored threads.
Damn.
Here's what you do. You go to like Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, Saks. Go in there and have them tailor a suit for you that fits you. They'll customize it, and you will feel like $1,000,000.
Here's why I get nervous with tailor suits. I'm a bit like Oprah. I'm up and down with my weight, and that's not a knock on Oprah. She's been very public about that.
Get a fat suit and get a normal suit.
I think I gotta get a fatty and a skinny. I do have both sets of
and
clothes.
have them sew that label on the inside up by the tag.
Skinny, fatty. All right, perfect.
Is there anybody that has a fat and skinny side of their closet?
Yes, I have that.
Oh my God, Kevin, that's my whole closet.
I've got fat section, I've got skinny section, then I've got everything in the middle. Right now, I'm in the middle. I'm not fat, I'm not skinny right now. I'm at the right weight. Although when I take off my shirt, I'm very gross.
Yeah, because I do my closet kind of by color code. But
you are so organized.
Oh, I am.
How annoying is that?
Yeah.
It's so pristine in there.
Pristine, yeah.
Everything's lined up perfectly.
Yeah,
okay, here's my red shirt.
The shoes all face the same way.
These are my red long sleeve. Here's my red short sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. It's so easy to find everything.
You would not like living with me. We are just different cats when it comes to that.
You'd be the odd couple.
You would be the odd couple.
Yeah, so you do have it where you have kind of a sliding scale. Heavier clothes are over here. And
Definitely. And I just keep holding on to the dream. I keep these skinny clothes from when I was really small that I'll probably never fit in again. But, man, I keep the dream alive.
I lead the league in mediocre shirts that don't fit me well from Walmart. Because you're at Walmart, I'm getting man boobies. I'm like, I can't really fit into a large, but I'm not an XL. Oh, there's that weird shaped body shirt. Thank you, Walmart. And they do. They sell those for you.
Okay. Yeah, they got it there for you. Everything you want, huh?
I've got a lot of mediocre shirts.
Yeah.
From Walmart.
I will tell you the one thing, though, and I don't have a lot of them. I don't get the designer suits. But the ones that I have, they're a little bit harder to keep pristine. And, they're more, if you got a press, if you have a really wrinkled shirt, it can kind of be a mess. I know you were hitting me up today. Somebody was commenting, would you have a wrinkled shirt on when they were talking to you about starch?
Yeah, about starch. I was, funny enough, I was at the Goodwill place and I was looking for some clothes and because you can find some vintage stuff there every now and then. You can, Virginia.
I know, but it's not where you go to get a suit.
Virginia, I found a $6, it was a 3-foot. You're going to make fun of me. I don't even know why I'm saying it. It was a 3-foot gorilla toy. I got it for $7. It looks just like
3-foot gorilla toy. Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of made some changes to it. It looks just like a Bigfoot for $7 at the Goodwill. Walked out with 3 coats.
Look, I'm happy for you, but I really would like to see you go get a nice, sharp, tailored suit.
But the old woman said, "Oh, you gotta do starch. You gotta starch your shirts. That's how you do it. Oh, women today, they don't know how to starch. Oh, women today don't know how to do crap." But she didn't say something else. She said the other word.
Really?
She goes, "A woman should know how to starch a shirt." She says she made her own starch. Does that make sense to you?
You could, but why would you when it's like $1 in an aerosol can?
I was like, lady, you don't have to live like you're in the Depression.
Yeah.
I know you were born in the Depression.
So people still do the starch?
Oh, yeah. I go to the cleaners and you tell them how you want your stuff. And if you want like light starch, heavy starch.
She was old. She was really old and she was so against... She's really going in on women of today, how they don't know how to starch and they don't take pride in doing clothes. And
well, why would I when I'm working and I can have the dry cleaner do it?
That's the attitude I think she's talking about.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I mean, I got better things to do than standing by an ironing board.
Do people really starch their clothes if they're not over the age of 85?
Yeah, some people do. Really professional, like people that wear suits and they're out like lawyers and stuff.
All right. Yes,
all of their stuff is starched.
And maybe I'm a starch man.
Not heavy starch anymore. Heavy starch is out.
It's kind of like you're wearing a cardboard shirt at that point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
At least it's not what my mom used to do. Our washer didn't work or the dryer, so she would put it out on the line and it would dry, and then you put your shirt on and it'd be all hard and tight and it would cut your nipples.
Yeah, that ain't good.
No.
You would think that air drying would be amazing for your clothes, but it is not.
It is not. I used to walk to school just looking like a stiff
SpongeBob.
Yes. Chafing nipples.
Not good. Not good. Yeah, if you got to have a nipple guard when you put on a certain piece of clothing, I don't want it.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, we got the After the Show podcast going to be coming up here. Bird, if you would wrap us up with your thought for the day.
We talked a lot about the truth today, what that means. The truth. The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose and it will defend itself.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
look at
nice.
you.
Yeah.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.